Good morning, good morning. Good
Hi,
morning.
everybody.
Good morning, good morning. Hi, Naked Man. Thanks for joining us.
Mug. That's your Starbucks mug.
Molotov, huh? Hope everybody's having a good morning. We're getting started this morning. Looks like we have 8 viewers so far. I need to find the
Awesome.
chat, see what people are talking about.
Not that good.
Let's see. Yeah, so we're here. Is it on meow? I don't know what that means. Yeah, looking at the chat. Matt says, good morning, all you Yuns. Yeah. Good morning, Craig. How are you? Good morning, Megan and Beth and Robin and Margot and David. Don't want to miss anybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. Did my mail call video this morning. Show however you want to call it. I call it a video, but yeah, it's cold here too. 45 degrees. We got a whopping 39. So, hello, Patsy. You're not the silent one. See, you're talking now, so you're not silent anymore. I'm making coffee. I got some coffee. I got foo-foo coffee anyway. People say, what's foo-foo coffee? Well, I make regular coffee. Good morning, the other Jason, OJ. I make coffee, regular coffee, and then and then I put chocolate mix in there. And so I have like a chocolate mocha coffee-ish. So it does the trick. And I made it a little bit stronger this morning just so I could get some of that coffee. Beth says it's a frigid 60 in Florida. Man, what I wouldn't do to have 60 degrees in the morning. The good thing is it's supposed to get up to the 70s today, so that'll be a good thing. I'm going to get outside and rake some leaves. Yay. Megan says she doesn't have video yet. That's weird. And Margot says, still got my flip-flops on. I don't blame you. Beth says she might have to put long pants on. It's traumatizing. Hank says it's 50 degrees right now on my phone. I don't know. Haven't been outside yet. Yeah. So Hank, do you still have snakes if it gets cool? Like 50 degrees? I mean, do you still have snakes coming out? I thought they were more of like a hot-blooded type of thing. Florida. Yeah. Patsy says it's 45 degrees in Knoxville, Tennessee. Maybe the snakes are all dead from the cooler weather. Or that, or they're in the damn house and I just don't know it. That wouldn't be good. He still says that's why a snake wanted to get in the house. Yeah, where it's warm. Snakes go south for the winter. Well, they can't go too far south in Florida, right? Yeah, no, they're not dead. Wow. Robin says it's 65 degrees in Connecticut. Dang. That's awesome.
If you're
Awesome.
hiding underneath your ground, that's where they're at.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, I got my video done, and I woke up on time. I woke up at 5, and then I just kind of, I don't know, sometimes I think I just sit in my chair and just kind of in a daze for 30, 45 minutes, just kind of. It's a little bit different now because usually when I got up, I would, you know, I would come in here and I would have a smoke. And so now I kind of have to get up the nerve to go outside because I know it's cold. And it's not even that cold. I mean, it's cold if you have to stand out there for a long period of time, but it's not horrible. I put a jacket on and it's fine. Just don't want to stay out there all day long. Fishing and picking. I don't know what that means. Oh, fishing and picking says 98.5 degrees in my pants. And then he said, okay, Robin, I just checked. It's 88.3 degrees in there. That's just wrong. Uh, yeah, that's true, OJ. They call that summer in Minnesota and Michigan. Yeah. Yep. And fishing and picking is back. So that's good. Hope everybody's going to have a good day. I know I say that a lot. Oh, but, ugh. But I really do hope everybody has a great day. Somebody's always got it worse than you, so that's kind of the way I have to look at it. We hope you have a good day too. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, great day is even better. I'd take a great day. No problem at all.
Why can't I hear you?
Well,
Can
turn
you hear
your,
me?
yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
hear you. Right, hang on. I can hear you now.
Well, that's good. I'm
That was
glad.
weird.
I'm
That
so
was weird.
happy.
Happy.
You're
So,
happy.
no, I'm not. No, I'm happy. I'm generally happy, but I'm not happy with myself at this particular moment.
Why? What'd you do?
Well, so this little train power supply,
Yes.
and then it took me 30 minutes this morning to find it
Uh-oh.
in my inventory. And it's
Don't
like,
don't you hate that when that happens?
yeah,
I don't.
it's labeled and everything. It's just on
Yeah.
my inventory shelves, and
Yeah.
I knew the general location, but I have so much stuff about this size now.
Yeah.
sitting on shelves. And I don't know. And then my old man eyes combined with my fuzzy brain, and I don't know.
Do you think something like that would do better? I mean, do you think your inventory would do better if it was like in totes or in banker boxes or something like that?
Oh yeah, I just got to get organized.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big problem when I had like 400 in my store, but now I've got over 800, and it's starting to get to be a mess.
Yeah. I was looking for one thing this morning. I knew it was in there, but then I started second guessing myself and thought, well, maybe I sold it. You know, maybe it's one of those things where I sold it and somehow or another it got relisted, and
Yeah.
you know, and so, but I thought, no, it's in here. I just have to look for it. And sure enough, it was behind something, and I didn't look thoroughly, so
Yeah.
I found it. But definitely, you know, since I changed my because like on my clothing, women's shirts, I have so many women's shirts. And so what I did, and you know, I know that it takes, you can go in and you can put, you know, the numbers and the SKU and do all the, I didn't want to have to do that. I just thought that was more of a pain than, so basically what I did is I separated the shirts by size, you know, small, medium, large, extra large, and then plus size. And that's helped immensely because I'm only going through one tote unless the item gets put in the wrong tote. And then I have to think of, okay, so where else could it be? So sometimes I have to do a little searching, but for the most part, I can just go through one tote, go through all the shirts, and, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember in elementary school, every time there was a parent-teacher association meeting, my teachers would show my parents how disorganized I was.
Uh-huh.
They would get out like Becky's notebook, and hers would be all perfect and real neat penmanship and everything. And mine would just be a mess of assignments and wrinkled papers and crayon marks. And
Huh?
I've always been that way. It's a wonder I've survived this long.
Yeah.
You know, in that last show and tell video you did, you were talking about, well, welcome to the wreck or whatever it was. You were kind of like apologizing for your house being a little messy because the dog had pulled the sheet off of the couch or something.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, please. You can't even hardly get in my house and move around. Because between eBay and everything else, I don't know. So,
Well, I've always, you know, pretty much had a very, I wouldn't say, you know, super clean house because I'm not a clean freak by any means, but you know, I've always just had things have been in its place, you know,
yeah.
and before I even moved in here, they were. I mean, they were still pretty much in place, and you know, I just kind of had everything put, you know, in the back of the house for eBay. And then, you know, of course, when I moved the desk in here, the inventory came in here too. So
Yeah.
not all of it, but, you know, definitely some of it. So, you know, I just had to accept it, and you know, especially with the dogs and stuff. I mean, that's their couch. I mean, that sounds horrible, but I don't have anybody that comes over or anything like that. So that's their that's their place. That's where they lay, and you know, and sometimes it's not very nice looking in the background.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I had one of those little things in the back of me that I could cover everything, but
Oh, yeah. I'm like, please don't worry about anything on my account. I mean, when it takes me 30 minutes to find a 4-inch by 5-inch black box. Sorry,
yeah,
I'm boring you.
I hear you.
Sally's working, but she's not going to comment.
What?
She's
You
You
working
didn't think so,
hard.
right?
Good morning.
Good morning, Todd. How are you?
I'm sitting
Good
here
morning.
moaning how I spent 1/48 of my day looking for this. Oh.
You got lots of stuff to ship today?
No, I just got 3 things. I got a men's suit, I got a power supply, and some clamps.
Well, son of a bitch. Oh, it's right
Uh-oh.
here.
He lost his tape.
Well, join the club of losing stuff.
Oh, you guys are funny.
85% of my life is going really well.
So did you get your storage unit all cleaned out?
Yeah, I called a guy
Oh, good.
and he said, well, okay, I'll meet you. And if I kind of like the furniture, I'll make you an offer.
Mm-hmm.
So we got it out in the sun, and it wasn't as good as I thought.
Oh.
So I sold him a half trailer load of old furniture for $20. But
Eh,
I didn't have to put it in my truck and get it home
that's
and have to unload it and find a place to put it here. So
yeah, in some instances, you know, it might have been good just to pay him to take it.
well,
which is kind of what you did, you know.
well, I bought a train collection from him about 5 months ago,
Uh-huh.
and we see each other at all the storage auctions. So, you know, it's kind of a give and take. I'll give you a deal if you give me a deal and that kind of thing. So things work out.
Did
Yeah.
you see what OJ said?
No,
He said,
you got the
he
sign.
said, parentheses, don't worry about what shows on camera, parentheses, from a guy that won't show his face.
I know, right? That's absolutely right.
Oh, we still love ya.
Yeah.
We understand.
Yeah, I had 3 whole packages to ship out today.
Woohoo!
I was excited.
Hank
Okay.
said that eBay automatically refunded my cost and shipping on that INAD after the item was delivered back to the seller. I still haven't left any feedback. Can't decide if I'm going to leave none or negative. And she's worried about retaliation.
Well, if you block them, I wouldn't worry about leaving them any feedback.
Yeah. I know sometimes when you are kind of disgruntled with with an item that's either, been shipped to you or been, that you've shipped out and it didn't work out. Sometimes we get a little emotional and we get pissed off, and you know, really those negatives, we always say we're gonna, you know, I'm gonna give them a negative, you know, but sometimes just leaving it alone and just letting it lie, sometimes that's just better. And that way you can get
Yeah.
on with your life. They can get on with their life, you know, doing a crappy job or whatever. You know?
I'm afraid there's somebody that I'm having a problem with right now, and I'm afraid that if I start typing, I won't stop.
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna not give them anything.
Yeah.
I'm not giving them any kind of feedback, which, you know, can just, you know, be just, you know, not just as hurtful, but it can, you know, it doesn't make me get myself in that situation to where I'm being hateful and you know, I go on, and it just makes me look like a bad person.
Right.
Mhm.
So I'd rather
Right.
not do that.
Yeah. Because you're bad enough without even trying.
Oh, I know. I know that.
I just kidding.
I know you are.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't believe I've ever left anybody a negative either. And I purchased several things on eBay, and I don't think I've ever, it's either been good or it's been just so awful that I'm like, screw you, I'm not giving you anything.
Right. Because, you know, that's the thing too, is as us as sellers, you know, I look forward to seeing, you know, positive feedback.
I
I
do
think
too.
it's important, you know. I like to see my numbers, you know, crawling up, and you know, I like to see that I'm actually, you know, I'm doing a good job. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So, and then, but when your numbers don't, not everybody leaves feedback. And so, you know, you just kind of have to.
What percentage would you say of your customers leave you a feedback?
Probably maybe 50%.
Wow, that's a bigger percentage than me.
I would say I'm at like 75%.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of feedback.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean,
I've had negatives and stuff. I'm not gonna say that I haven't, but like I think not this month, but what? Oh, I thought Valerie was playing the bagpipes.
This was in that storage unit.
Are we doing Ain't Nobody No Mr. Roboto? Don't know.
I just felt like I was in
know.
like a jewelry box or something.
Sir, yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for my master, 1 for the dame, 1 for the little boy.
Look at me, Valerie.
Away. Back seat. Back
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Oh my
sir.
God.
Yes, sir. 3 bags full. This is like a daddy bear and a baby bear fishing at a stream. This was in that storage unit.
Cute.
Does that work? And the deer and the
Discouraging word
and the sun
all day. Home.
Sherry says,
Okay.
wait, is the ice cream man outside my house?
See how they run, see how they run. Na, 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 na. She's such a sight as 3 blind mice.
All right, I'm over it.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that violation.
It works.
Yep.
Does it say anything on the bottom of it?
Says do not try this at home.
Got a UPC and stock number and made in China.
So does it say like what collection it's from or anything?
Says warning, keep this compartment away from water. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one that has.
That's not the collection.
No,
Oh.
nothing about a collection.
Okay.
I wonder if the UPC would come up on.
So does it have a like a fall, like a, what do you call it? Like a spring, not a spring. What is it called?
I don't know. It's just like a shelf setter. It's like,
Yeah.
Like a waterfall or anything?
yeah, it's like a daddy bear and a baby bear. They're fishing in a waterfall, and baby bear's got the pole, and it's hooked to a little fish right here. It's really stupid looking.
Yeah. But it doesn't have like a waterfall thing to it?
No.
Okay. Like a real waterfall. That's what I meant.
Oh, no, it's just painted blue.
Okay. Cute though.
Cute.
Well, if you're into that sort of thing.
Well, it's annoying.
I'm sure grandma would like it or something.
Grandma. Let's see what happens when I type in the UPC. UPC, oh, yeah. So,
Maybe it'll work.
I doubt it.
Volume just a little bit, Todd, when you get around to it. I can hear myself.
Oh, okay.
I don't like hearing myself.
Oh, no results.
Mm.
All right. I'm gonna get some shipping
like
done.
that to sort through.
Yeah. So you got something to do today.
Sherry said she had something like that. Got tired of moving around because it wouldn't sell, and she finally dropped it, and she was relieved.
Oh God. Guess what? Guess what movie I started watching last night?
What?
Well, you know. Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Oh, right. You started watching Fargo.
Yeah,
Fargo?
I was watching Fargo the movie. Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, that was. I didn't finish it though. I got to the part where he was putting the guy in the wood chipper.
Yeah.
And then I stopped it. So it's actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I really like that movie. I could watch it anytime.
I need to go back and watch the rest of it just to, get the full effect. But oh yeah, I mean it was just it just reminded me so much of Nikki and Tara, and just the way that they talk and everything. So, got the full effect of that northern. Then she said something. There was two gals that the cop was interviewing, and she goes, yeah, Chaska's in the sewer, and I was like, in the sewer? But I remember that that Tara had mentioned something about Chaska or something. Maybe it might have been Nikki. I don't think it was Tara though. It was just funny.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. But they didn't say like oofda or nothing like that, you know.
Yeah. Well, actually they do, I think. Maybe not in the movie, but they do in the series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, they said oofta. I was so excited.
I need to go over there and look at that.
Yeah, it's a really good series too.
Is it like a cop series or?
Yeah, like there's something that happens, and so they start investigating that, and it leads to other things with this one person, and it's pretty crazy. Like, it's just somebody pops off their hinges and starts killing people, and he's a regular old guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's a good movie.
I have to go look for it.
Or not a movie, a series. It's a series. So I'm assuming because I haven't started the second season.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what happens. Beth says, what are we talking about? Going to the auction?
Yep, we're going to the action.
I can't say that. Like,
She gets so mad when I say it like that because she's like, I don't say it like that.
I know, she was saying that yesterday.
She's
Why
like,
do they make fun of me?
Yeah, don't do that. Oh,
she doesn't hear it.
No.
so Beth is offering a free stay at the beach house if we'll go there and do all of her shipping.
Oh, God. I could do that.
I'll be right there. Oh no,
Yeah.
you got one of those ugly messages.
Yeah.
Return.
Let's see. No, it's not a return.
Fund.
Don't say that.
This thing arrived broke. And I can't fix it. You have to give me some money.
No, they just want measurements.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. Usually, that's kind of weird that I didn't do that. Usually, I do measurements on
Megan
those.
says it's the name of a city. They are not saying the sewer.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, that's what it sounds like. The sewer, but I think it's La Sewer,
Le Sewer.
La Sewer, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But that's what it sounds like when they're saying that. Yeah, I just gotta get some measurements off of something, so no big deal. Actually, I think I have that right here, so I'll get that. Ugh, I got too many boxes. Oh. I get a little overzealous. You can imagine that.
Yeah, I've got a little cave piled up around me.
I don't like that particularly because it's just kind of get stuck. Yeah, that's the dress.
Yeah, well, I get to stuff like, I got like 4 pair of headphones here. And they're okay headphones, but they need new ear pads. So I ordered the ear pads, and I guess I got to wait for them to come to China. So they've just been sitting here ever since. Whatever.
Yeah, it's called Lesueur. It's Lesueur.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, that's what Megan said. And then she said she took her driving test in Chaska.
That's funny.
Is that
Thanks.
a new car? She took her driving test in Chaska.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're so funny. Let me get these measurements. It's kind of weird that I didn't do that. I usually do my measurements, but I didn't.
Ruh-roh.
I finked on that one.
Has it been listed for a long time?
No, I just listed it yesterday.
Oh.
So. It's all good.
Yeah, Beth says she took her driving test in a Chevy, but it was in Chaska. Or
Oh,
Megan
wow.
Megan says she took her driving test in Chaska.
The reason eBay shipping supplies cost so much is they send you 5 bazillion air pillows with it. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's like the size of a German Shepherd.
They're afraid your padded mailers are going to get popped. That's what I told Eric yesterday. He had that bubble wrap. I said they should have just wrapped your bubble wrap in bubble wrap to test how good their bubble wrap was. Patsy wants to know what the name of your headset is, Val.
It's a Logitech. Logitech. Gosh, I don't even know what the model number is, but I know that it's I don't know if I can get it for you or not because it might have been past the time. But it's a Logitech. It's a wireless, Bluetooth, has all the little buttons to it and all that kind of stuff.
Gizmos and gadgets.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Let's see, 19.
I have 2 more things that are going to sell.
Yay!
Yay, yay, yay.
I had 444 relists when I woke up this morning. So, and see, I'm running out of I think I've got 30 actions left. And so, sounds like I got a tick when I'm like, action. And I got to make sure that I say it right, you know? And so I had to change them all to regular price, fixed. So, but I'm glad that I used up a lot of those actions, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we used to not use any of our auctions basically.
No.
Just, use fixed, and then whatever we had to list extra, we would just pay for it.
Yep.
Instead of, sorry, I didn't mean to yawn.
Contagious.
But like right now I have 12 left, and on listed fixed listings I have 265, and that used to never happen to where I had more than
right
than my more of those in my auctions, but
Yeah.
that's good.
Auctions do good for me. I've really done rather well with auctions. I think the biggest thing is is the price point.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, you have to, if it's something that, is gonna maybe take a while for people to see, you got to make sure that, how you have it like on for 7 days or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just, try to do a 3-day one and pop it off because you're not going to get as much money as you wanted.
Right. That's another thing I was using,
possibly.
and it probably sounds crazy that I'm doing this, but and because it was so crazy, I didn't tell anybody. But I started doing 5-day listings.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
For
I've for regular
listed or
and
for
for
fixed.
both
Fixed, I mean.
fixed and auctions, because they
Oh,
don't charge
wow.
you now for those.
Oh.
They don't charge you for the 5-day. So, so I started using 5-day.
Well, that'll
Both.
keep your stuff newly listed all the time.
Do what?
That keeps your stuff listed all the time.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, true.
I mean, newly
I
listed.
might have to try that.
Bumps you up
right.
in
Right.
search algorithm, whatever.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
the way that I've got 10,000 fixed listings that I can list free. So why not utilize that? That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, and if you're not going over that,
Yeah.
then why not?
Yeah. I think I'm at 4,500 I've used in my fixed. So basically between my fixed and my auctions, I've used about 5,500 listings for the month.
Yeah.
And that's, that's my thing is just, why not utilize those 10,000 listings until I get, I mean, I think it's worth it.
I have 112 that's ending today. So obviously I'm not going to have enough to do all my relists for free, but I'll have to pay for some of them. And that's where I'm usually at right now too. It's
Right.
kind of the normal for me because 6 days before the month ends and
Oh yeah.
I'm out of listings,
Yeah. And you just kind of, and I think a lot of people are in that same boat. That's why they really need to have another middle store.
Yeah.
They really need to have that.
Yeah, if I don't think I'll go to the next store up. I think it will take me a very long time to do that. I would actually have to be probably full-time eBay. And it'd be very hard for me to make that decision. I think I would almost rather go to another store, another med store, than do the Anchor. Even though all the you get all the good stuff, you get all the good shipping coupons and all of that. Don't you get like $100 more than us?
I get 150
yeah, so it's $100 more. But to me, it's like, I don't know. To me, it's too much.
Yeah.
Price wise, I mean, the store itself is too much. I understand you're getting all those listings and everything, but that's a big jump. That's a super big jump.
Right. But
Other,
but the sales have went up.
yeah. Oh,
Sales
true.
have, um,
But what happens when sales go back down? You know what I mean? Like that's going to be hard. But you have to prepare for that.
yeah.
Beth said my singing made her head hurt.
Oh my gosh.
Other Jason wants to know, is anybody buying the new iPhone X on 1027?
Heck
That's
no.
it's $1,000, isn't it? It's $1,000, I heard.
I heard if it was free, I'd buy it. Right now, I don't even have a phone service.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is.
I went to Track Phone. That's
Mhm.
that's what my service is. So
Yeah, that's what I have too.
I'm done. I have severed my ways with AT&T.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm done.
Yeah, a lot of people, they
Crossed over
don't.
to the dark side.
A lot of people, they don't realize how much more they're spending, when they could get like, flat rate service, basically. You get your talk and text and stuff like that for free, and then you pay for data.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't because and I need to find out what plan you're on, because they just they gave me the option of, I think it's 300 minutes and like 500 or 1,000 text messages, and then like I think it was 50 gigabytes of maybe it wasn't gigabytes of data. Well, I'm not going to use the phone when I'm out most of the time. It's just basically for emergencies.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of the way I'll do it. And I still have my smartphone. I still have my phone. I use at home and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just not gonna. Is that kind of what you have?
I'll talk to you about it after.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different. But it might be like different where I live or whatever, but
Yeah.
Anissa says I have AT&T Go phone. It's $44 out the door, unlimited talks, text, and internet, and I have an iPhone 7. Yeah, see there's but you know what? It really depends on where you live, because sometimes, like whenever I first moved here, I had AT&T. I couldn't get service freaking anywhere. And then I'm hearing, Verizon has good service, and what else was the other one? There was another one that had good service, and then I was like, okay, I'll try Verizon. Verizon had service everywhere here, and it was like, $45 out the door.
Yeah.
So, I think it just depends on where you live.
Yeah,
how
I
good of a
mean,
deal you
for us, AT&T is probably the majority of what people have, and Verizon is like horrible in this area. You can't hardly get service with Verizon.
Yeah. Yeah, and Boost is good too here. Boost is good here, and and they're cheap.
But I think I paid $20 for what I got, and I'm like, that's okay. That'll work for me.
Right. Yeah, because really, I mean, if you have like Wi-Fi at home or whatever, you can use, have your phone on, let your apps get updated, with your Wi-Fi and all that. And then, when you go out, see, I don't keep my data on.
Right.
That's one thing. I I always have my data off. And so like if I'm at work and I want to check my data or want to check my, how much I have on PayPal or whatever, because I need to make a purchase, I'll put my data on, check what I need to check. Some notifications will probably go off, and then I turn it back off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, what are you guys talking about? Farts?
It always ends up in
Farts and poop and pee.
or pee or farts.
Yeah.
There's always something in our conversation.
I'm surprised at you guys. Nikki's not even here.
I know.
Yeah, Jason says, I've got 5 iPhones on my plan, and my 2 younger ones are asking for phones now.
Oh, gosh.
Whew. That's some, sounds like money.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Money going out the door. Because I know at one time we had 4 phones on our plan, and it was like, I want to say it was like $400. It was ridiculous. And then, after a while, I was just like, Mike, you need to tell these people, it's time to grow up. Because they weren't paying their bill. We were paying the bill. They weren't paying their bill. And I was like, nope, it's time to grow up.
Yeah. Yeah, my kids pay for their own phones. Sometimes they have service, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they pay for their minutes and stuff, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they got jobs and stuff, so if they want it bad enough, they'll pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah, my boys pay me some of the time to be on our plan, which they can get cheaper.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
Because, with the group, the 4 of us, it's a little cheaper to have, everybody on plan.
Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but I just...
And then I can look through their minutes and see who all they've been calling.
There you go. There you go.
Which I gave up doing that like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you there. Sometimes you don't want to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I say that, but I would always rather know. I'd always rather know than not know, but that's just me.
Yeah. But I think, so far so good on that. So hopefully, everything will work out with that, with the phone situation.
Yeah.
So far I haven't gotten into any issues, so.
You have okay service and everything when you go out?
Yeah.
That's good.
As far as I know. But
yeah, I think that's fine. Like whenever you give your kids your older phones and to just let them play around on the internet or whatever, you kind of have to be careful, but at the same time you want them to kind of see how responsible they are with your old phones, know that they're not going to get another one if they lose it or throw it in the toilet or something like that.
I've been swimming with my phone before.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Not worked out well for that phone.
Well,
Yeah, I think it's, you know, I've talked to people, you know, that are in their 20s, and you know, they've gone through 5 or 6 iPhones because they keep dropping them and the covers don't work or whatever, or they keep on getting in, you know, getting it like in the toilet because they put it in their back pocket and they sit down and they, you know, it goes right in the toilet, right out of their back pocket into the toilet. I'm like, oh my God. Well, you'd think you'd know after one time that their phone's going to go in the toilet.
at least the second time you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Blackberry Thistle 2 says $1,000 for a phone is just stupid. I agree. You know, they're putting it at that price point because they know people will buy it.
Yep.
They know that sky's the limit on some people. You know, they're like, I don't care if I have to take out a freaking mortgage on my house. Oh, you know, I'm gonna get that new phone.
Yeah. I think you come to a, like, you know, with me, I used to be like that. I used to be like, you know, every time a new phone would come out, I'd want the next, you know, the next best thing, and, you know, the newest thing on the market and everything. But, you know, now I've kind of became this minimalist, and I'm not really in that mindset anymore, where, you know, I've got this Note 5 and it works just fine. And
Yeah.
until it stops working, that's what I'm going to use.
Right.
And I'm good with that.
Like, you know, there's so many things that you want in life.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, if you want the most expensive thing that there is, you know, offered to you out there, you know, and you know, want your life to be higher cost of living, that's fine. I'm all, you know, I'm all for people that like to live like that. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But they're, you know, they're going to have to be the ones that are going to have to work really hard in college and get a great job to be able to afford, you know, or be a drug dealer. Or you could be a drug dealer and you can, you know, afford all that stuff too, you know. But but you know, you know, for most people they would have to do you like that, Jessica? she's like, what the hell did I walk into? But you know, like, you know, you're gonna have to, you know, face reality. You know, if you don't have a great job and you don't make $1 billion a year on eBay, you know, you're gonna have to face reality saying, I can't afford that, you know,
Right.
that higher cost of living. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Or you could just sell drugs. I'm down for
Yeah,
that.
or just sell drugs. Yeah, and you'll be able to afford everything.
Yeah. Hopefully you save up enough to get yourself out of prison, but other than that, you're good to go.
Yep.
Y'all are funny. Y'all are so funny.
I feel really bad sometimes for people. I mean, there's so many people in jail for selling just marijuana and being in that, you know, being in the wrong place, the wrong time. And now you can sell it legally. you know, to people. And I just feel like maybe, you know, maybe if they had another chance, they would do things the right way.
Mhm.
You know, I just think about stuff like that. I'm weird like that anyways. But, you know, how much would the government save when if they were to release all these people that got busted just for selling marijuana, not like meth or anything, but just for selling marijuana, and, you know, let them go on living their lives, you know, put them on probation, but, you know, make sure that they're gonna make good choices, you know. Can you spot me some too, Hank? Yeah. Mary says they should vacate those people, Sally. I agree.
But you know what? A lot of people would lose their jobs. In the prison system.
Well, yeah, but I'm not saying like shut down prisons because of it.
But that's what it would do, because you know, you've got so many people in prison and so many people are hired for that, and then, you know, and then you don't have as many, you don't need as many people, so people are going to lose jobs. I mean, that's the downside of it, but, you know, it's a reality.
Hank says, "Oh, you ain't got any money for your kids' diapers today? Well, maybe you shouldn't have bought $100 in scratch-off tickets. Just saying, because I don't give a fuck." I get that. I see that all the time. My big thing is like food stamps. If you get food stamps and I mean, it's, you know, it's hard to not judge people like that. But when they walk into a gas station to go shopping, like grocery shopping,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, okay, you could totally, you know, use 50 cents or 75 cents and go get on the bus and go to Walmart and buy your groceries there and get so much more food than, you know, what you would at a freaking, because it's $5 for a dozen eggs at our store.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, it's like, I wouldn't be able to.
Well, and I'm not like
Finance.
those people that's like, oh, people on food stamps should never buy a steak. They should never buy something nice. You know, they deserve to have something nice once in a while too, but they need to be savvy with it. Like, you know, coupon still. Try to go for the lowest that you can and try to get as much as you can.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be spending. Yeah, that's crazy. And
Yeah.
okay, if they go into a gas station and get a pop once in a while, so be it.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about spending $75.
But a whole
on
grocery
candy
trip,
bars,
that's
ice
crazy.
cream, on ramen noodles that we charge $2 for one package.
That's stupid.
You
You
know.
could give your family so much more.
Oh yeah.
And if you have extra at the end of the month, go get yourself steak. Go get yourself something nice.
Yeah.
You know. But
as long as your kids are taken care of.
Yeah. I don't understand the whole grocery. They do that at the Dollar General too, and you know that stuff's not cheaper than the grocery store if you do the sales and stuff.
Right.
But I guess whatever.
Yeah. And yeah, it's hard to just let those people, you know, come in and buy that stuff, but without saying, you know, I got a big mouth. I'm just like,
I know. Sometimes you should just be like, "Oh, did you see the ad? Eggs are on sale for 99 cents." That's the way to do it nicely, you know.
Yeah, and we charge $5.
Yeah, that's crazy. You could get 5 dozen eggs most of the time, give or take.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty bad, but a lot of people don't care. There's, I see that a lot.
I was on food stamps for like 2 months one time, and boy, I never ate so good because of the way I shop. I'm assuming that's what you guys are talking about, right?
Yeah.
Because the way I shop with coupons and everything, I made that. I mean, just all that, just that money. I only got like, I don't know, like $200 or $300.
Yeah.
But that money just right there for food, it like kings that couple months.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I called them and said after 2 months, I was like, okay, my husband's back to work. I don't need him anymore. And they're like, well, don't you want to wait and see if you get back on your feet and blah, blah, blah. I said, no, I told you, I just needed this help for a couple of months. I said, until my husband found a job and got, situated. I said, no. And they're like, well, you could just keep them for another month. And then, I mean, they were like arguing with me. I was like, no, give them to somebody who needs them.
Yeah. I'm on food stamps right now. I don't get much. I only get like $150 a month, but we just use it as, staples, and then for like dinners and stuff, we have to pay with, cash. We usually spend probably 3 times as much, in cash than we do in food stamps. So, I mean, it's just very partial.
Yeah.
But, good morning, Pick with Joy. Said
Good morning.
Finally, the bed kicked me out.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Sorry, I'm late. I was on the IT customer service about my service, and they have no clue. They're like, well, we don't know what's wrong, and I'm like, well, I would understand if I started out with crappy service and it got better. But I started out with good service, and it keeps getting worse progressively.
Well, that's not good.
AT&T customer service is a pain in the ass too to deal with.
Get it?
They don't
that?
That's what they tell you.
That was me. My 2 auctions that went off.
Actions. 2 actions.
And then I had to deal with my niece because she wants to have dinner tonight. I said, sure, as long as we're done by. As long as we're done by 6-ish.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so sick of I could just picture her eye rolling.
Oh.
On my live show at 7. And I can just picture, because every time I talk about it, she rolls her eyes.
Oh my God.
So I could just picture it. Just by her voice, I could just picture this eye roll.
You should tell her to get on there and see how many people are with you.
Yeah. People would be amazed at how many people are looking forward to that, because I'm, I completely get that.
I told her, I said, I canceled it twice now in 2 weeks in a row because I was so sick. I said, I can't cancel again for dinner. I said, get that with people eye rolling when you tell them you have a live show on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like that's important. It's like,
yeah.
It's like, well, the people that view my show, they're important too. They're people too. I said, you're upset when your weekly show isn't on TV. I said, it's the same damn thing. Yeah. I mean, I may not be Johnny Depp or Oprah Winfrey or anything like that, but people still want to see what I have to say.
But people have what do you call it? Like, they have a way of doing things in the morning. Like, if they get up and they, get awake and, get to their computer and probably do is check their email, then they check their Facebook, and then they come get on the show, They have their way of doing things, and they don't like, a lot of people don't like change. So
yeah, they don't like that interrupted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's like me when the show ain't on in the morning. It's like, now what do I do with my life?
Yep.
Sorry,
No,
I suck.
I'm not going to accept it, Valerie. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
I have to go make coffee.
I just sit over in the corner in the fetal position, sucking my thumb. It's okay.
Poor baby.
Get through it, Valerie. Don't worry.
I know, you'll be fine.
She's like, well, I guess I'll have to make sure the dinner's done by 5. I'm like, well, I guess you're going to have to. Or I won't eat. I'll just hit McDonald's on the way home, whatever.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, people just aren't, they just don't know, and they don't,
Yeah.
they don't think about it as being like a real, true life. Mike was kind of the same way, he didn't understand, that there was
Yeah.
other people like me doing the same thing, and
Discuss it.
he said, so he was always saying, so did you learn anything today? Well, yeah. What'd you learn? I don't know.
Stuff.
Yeah. So it's just like you talking on your CB at work, you're talking to your, they may not even be your friends, but you're still talking to them and, letting them know what's going on and, everything I said is kind of the same
Yeah.
thing with me. I mean, that's kind of how you'd have to look at it.
Yep.
He said, well, it just seems like you're just kind of screwing around on the computer. I said, well, whatever. He said, I don't see that you're getting much work done. So, yeah.
He's saying that too, and it's like, he's like, well, you got plenty of time for hangouts, but you don't have time to do anything else. I'm like,
But,
then like when I broached the subject about having a live show,
mm-hmm.
he goes, well, I think there's more stuff you could do better with your time than that. And I was like, really? What are you, my father? He saw it. He watched it. He's like way on board now.
Oh, really?
When he saw the interaction and how people acted with me, he was
Yeah.
like, then I think he's a little more okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because now he's talking about setting up the room upstairs for me so that I can have my show up there and I don't have to be out in the building and I don't have to be out in the cold. And he's got all kinds of plans upstairs. Put a shelf up there so you can put all your stuff on there, and yeah, he's all talking about this whole plan.
Well, that's good,
Yeah.
but he's like excited about it, That's awesome.
He
And
was
then I
okay
just
with
don't,
it.
I just don't think they get it, until they, like my mother-in-law,
Yeah.
she just kind of like, all right, she's lost her mind. She's completely
Yeah.
bonkers now, but.
Like my first show, he watched it and then he was bored with it. What really put him over the top was when I was on MSP's auction show.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's like way okay with it. Then it seemed like he
Mm-hmm.
was really more accepting of it. Just
Mm-hmm.
He realized that there's a lot of people out there and a lot of people like me. So
Right.
I've been telling you all these years, people like me.
I'm not lying about it. It's true.
You just thought I was being conceited. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I just
they don't understand, you know. But he watches Mr. Pete 222 or whatever his name is, and he watches, and him and my dad watch them religiously on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only difference is he's not live. We are.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think probably my family would be pretty. And I know that Tina's been on here, so she already, you know, she knows. But like, you know, my mother-in-law, you know, that I think that would be good if she could, you know, come on and actually see it. I think you have to see it to believe it, basically.
Yeah.
To kind of, you know, say, oh, you know, I understand now.
Yeah. Yeah. Val says, yep, it's like having fake internet friends. My husband is like, who are you talking to? She goes, my friends online. He rolls his eye.
But sorry, I'm just trying to get these last couple of packages packaged
That's
up.
okay.
I have 9 going out today, so. Seems like things are picking up.
Mr. Sadie says, my wife says I spend too much time on the computer while she's checking her Facebook. Grandma Magic Classic says Nick acts like he isn't watching, but he is.
I'm just trying to get this. Yeah, I think just people have no clue, and they're probably like, yeah, you know,
OJ
I
says
don't.
I think it is fantastic.
Go.
Sorry. OJ says I think it is fantastic that you sisters are able to stay in touch daily like this and invite us to the combo.
It is
Well, yeah.
fantastic.
It is.
Simply marvelous.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he doesn't.
Cause,
Mr. Sadie said he doesn't have many friends outside of YouTube. That's true.
yeah.
Actually, my friends are my family. I don't really have that many friends, honestly.
I got lots of friends in places I used to live.
Low places.
Yeah. Like,
I just thought I'd put that out there.
we moved here about 10 years ago, and I still don't have a super close friend around here much.
Yeah.
I have people I'm friendly with, and you know,
Right.
go to the golf course and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't hang with them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Oh, of course you're not gonna.
OJ says most of my other friends demand I wear pants for some reason. Well, as long as the camera don't see it, you don't have to wear pants.
That's right. As long as we don't see nothing, we're good to go. You could be naked for all we care. Whatever floats your boat.
Well, you know, I mean, I have friends that I talk to on Facebook or whatever, but it seems like we never do anything.
Right.
We never. I've got 3 friends that I used to work with close at work. And so like once a year we usually go out to dinner or whatever or coffee. But that, other than that, that's about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we talk on Facebook. So people get too busy doing their own thing, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, me, I'm always available, but they're not, you know.
Right. Well, and that's that, you know, with me, it's not, let's see, hopefully this works. I don't know anybody in town. I don't really, you know, get out and fellowship with people and, you know, so, and I'm good with that. Do I wish I had more friends that were closer? Heck yeah. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes it's good just to kind of be to yourself and everything, but
Yeah.
let's see here.
Gosh,
And honestly, I think about you guys more than I think about those friends of mine that I don't
Aw.
ever see.
Yeah.
You know, like if one of you guys are going to the doctor or something, I worry about you guys. You know, everything, you know. You guys are my real friends.
Yep. I do agree.
I have so many stupid totes to go through. From that storage unit
Still
up.
working on that.
You'll get through it.
I mean,
Just
why do people put pillows in a storage unit?
I don't know. So they won't have to buy them again when they, you know,
You
saves
know,
money.
after a couple of months, that stuff is just going to smell like an old storage unit.
People don't realize that though.
And stuffed toys, God, I bet there were 3 totes of stuffed toys.
Oh my gosh.
And they all just, there's no getting those clean after they've been in a storage unit for a couple of months.
Nope.
It's
They're
nastiness.
all stinky.
Clothes, most of the clothes are ruined.
Yeah.
Can you clean the clothes?
I don't know. I may try to wash the jeans, but I think all the shirts and sweaters and stuff are just too musty, smelly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of those, is it worth it to you to do it all? You know?
Yeah. And it's like clothes from the Gap and, you know, just not high-end clothes anyway.
Hi, Tara.
I have a question for you, Nikki. It's kind of a Catholic question.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Okay, you know, like in
Okay.
in an old timey Catholic church, you know, like that is real, has the big decorated ceiling and stuff like that, and then they'll have it like they'll be like, I don't know what to call it, like plaster balusters, or I don't know if you'd say that, like, you know, like those lines that go down, and they'll have those little angels underneath there, those plaster angels. What do you call those? You know, like one of these, it goes up against the ceiling, and they'll have like, you know, their plaster work will go this way. What do you call this?
A sconce?
Would a sconce be a light?
Oh, light. Well, yeah, there's sconce lights, but
Yeah, but this ain't a light though. You know, this is like that piece of plaster that goes up, like in the old time church, and then it'll have like a plastered rounded rafter. I don't know what to call it, but this would
I
be
would call them balusters.
baluster, right?
I would think so.
I think so. Open it up.
oh, you come up with the most unique things.
I thought that thing was cool. I just don't have anywhere to put it. I'm gonna list it for sale, but I mean, I was almost like, oh, if I didn't sell it, it'd be all right. But
balusters.
is this called a baluster? Old church?
It's not a baluster. I'm sorry.
A baluster is what you put in front of a building so you don't hit it.
Yeah.
That's those yellow concrete.
Well, what would you call like in an old time church, like those plaster rafter looking things?
Filigree. Effigy.
Ephemera.
Ephemera.
Yeah, ephemera. Yeah, baluster is like a pole almost. It's not.
Yeah. It's what they put in front of us like a store, so you go back into the building. You know, it's a building for cars.
What are you talking about? A steeple?
No, it's a thing. It's a decoration that goes up on the top.
You see them in like Catholic churches. It goes up like in an old time rounded roof. It'll have like that plaster rafter underneath,
like an arch.
Yeah, but this is like an architectural decoration. It'd be like on the corner.
Hmm.
What would that be called?
Architectural decoration that goes on a corner.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what those are called.
Dusty, the other day I was losing my shit because I was looking at a map and I noticed that you guys are on the coastline. And I always thought that Florida had like a shelf across there underneath Alabama, and I thought that was Florida. And so that I thought Florida had that coastline, but I was like looking at it really close, and I'm like, no, Alabama's on the coastline. What the hell? I've never noticed that before.
Oh yeah, down by Mobile, it touches Gulf, but the Panhandle goes pretty far over there. It goes way over.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we came out of Mississippi, and you're not in Mississippi or Alabama very long before you hit the Panhandle.
Right. Maybe, Hank. Says the Dolly's worse at geography than me. You said Florida does, but Alabama has a dingleberry that hangs down.
When you're going across the coast, across the Dingleberry, it doesn't take long to get through Alabama. You get to see a battleship, and that's about it. You blink against it.
Yeah, and before you know it, I think it's like Tallahassee's right there, isn't it? Tallahassee, Florida,
remember.
was that it?
It was dark.
I know.
OJ says, Jim and Tara, look up Corbel, Corbel. I think it might be an Angel Corbel.
Oh.
Corbel.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that champagne? Oh, but he is right. It is called a Corbel. Thank you.
Awesome. Good job, Jason. Morning, Tessa.
He said something about my mom, and I punched him right in the Corbel. Oh yeah, there you go. That one's a face.
Yeah. That's what it is.
There you go.
Word I'm gonna eat.
We got an architect in the audience. This one's got the
Yeah.
Did you say an architect?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, that's smart out there.
Yeah, that person should go to some auctions.
Yeah. It's not educated.
Oh. Mallory watched Fargo yesterday, Tara, and
I love that movie. It's one of my favorites. I like where they're.
She's like, oh man, it was all.
Where they're talking to those prostitutes. Well, what can you tell me about him? Oh, I don't know. He's funny looking. Well, funny looking in a general sort of way.
I don't think they're even prostitutes. I think those girls were just girls they picked up in the bar.
Oh, I thought they got paid, but
no,
I don't know.
later on. He's with a prostitute when the Indian pulls him off him.
Oh,
He says,
yeah.
hey, I was hooking up with that chick. You know, he said, come up. That one was a pro because she's the one. Oh, I'm seeing stars. Oh, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's Steve Buscemi. He is hilarious.
Hank said coming soon, the E-strap for men.
Being out that cold, it's just
Yeah.
Yep, they already got it, Mike. Jason told them that it was a Corbell. Or that it
Yes,
was like a
thank you.
Corbell.
Was the other Jason?
Yeah, I think other Jason.
Thank you, other Jason.
OJ.
OJ. I'm OGB, as you can't see.
Sorry, I couldn't think of what the hell that was called. I mean, it was,
I didn't even know what
I mean,
it
it's
was called.
molding. Or,
I always call them like ballast, which is totally wrong, but I don't know why that's what it's called.
yeah, baluster is like a thing that's in front of the stairs or a balcony, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Close enough for me. If I point at something and say, "Oh, look at that baluster," you'll know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, normally you don't call things by their right name because you don't need to, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we used
Being
to
an
sell
eBay seller, you gotta.
we used to sell these condo units that were this guy built this condominium complex of storage buildings. You would buy the building, the storage building, but you didn't own the land it sat on. The land it sat on was a condo. Okay, so they built all these storage buildings or whatever. So in front of each one of them, though, because he was down in southern Wisconsin, and me and my dad are up here. So he'd say, "Hey, can you check on those guys and see if they put in the balusters yet?" And at first I'm like, "What the hell's a baluster?" So then it became commonplace because the balusters were the poles you're putting up in front of the buildings. When people go to back up their truck, they don't hit the corner of the garage door or whatever. Or you'll see them in front of Walmart. They're like a vehicle barrier. You know, when you walk in, you walk through those pipes sticking up. Those are your balusters.
Right.
So when Tara was calling it a baluster, I'm like, that is not what they call it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I don't know what it's called, but I know it's not a baluster.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know what I'm talking about does not mean I'm lying.
Yeah, Grandma Magic Classics hid something from herself. She lost something, in other words. So you have to look where you think you put it, and then look where you didn't think you put it, and then look where you think you put it like 5 more times, and then you'll probably find it.
Oh my God.
And don't drink Mountain Dew, because I did this experiment on Jim. I don't know if I told you, I banned Mountain Dew from the house because he's been complaining that he can't remember anything. He forgets where he puts everything, blah, blah, blah. And he probably was drinking, I would say, 6 to 8 cans a day. He'd get up, first thing is Mountain Dew. When he goes to bed, it's Mountain Dew, and all day long. I'm like, because I read something on the internet, it affects your memory. So he goes to me yesterday, he goes, "You know what? This is going to sound crazy, but I think my memory is getting better."
Wow.
I banned soda from the house.
Well, the way I find things, because I can't remember things where I was, what I do is I recreate the scene of the crime. You know, I'm like, well, if I was going to do this right now, where would I put this if I was going to put it somewhere right now? And very often I walk right to the place where I put it. So even though I don't remember the person who did that, I'll do the same thing out of force of habit.
Yeah.
No, but is your memory seem better or no?
It does seem to be getting better.
Yeah. You think you're in the Mountain Dew days.
I found a secret stash too.
Where was your Mountain Dew?
Telling you, you'll think yeah, I opened up this cooler and I'm like, hello, ladies.
Oh no, it's from the boat, wasn't it?
I'm not saying.
Yeah, I know it was. Since I do all the grocery shopping, I get to control what everybody drinks.
It's cold red.
Oh boy. Now we're rocking vitamin water.
That's good. And, you know, I wish my husband would do something like that.
Makes you feel like 50 Cent.
That isn't 50 Cent didn't make that kind. He did make a vitamin water, but it wasn't that. I don't know.
So does it make him feel like 50 cents or 50 cent?
50 Cent. Remember 50 Cent was doing some kind of vitamin water? I don't know if they still make it or not. But this is not that vitamin water.
Yeah, it's not 50 Cent.
Really? I thought
it's
Jim was
50 Cent. It's 50.
50 Cent made a vitamin water?
A long time ago, yeah. I don't know if it's still out or not, but he was making one.
Why? So you can dance like him or what?
No, so you could get the kids off Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was. I'm not being smart. I mean, it was something like you wanted to get youth to stop drinking Kool-Aid and stuff because of sugar. So he made his own vitamin water. It might not be around anymore.
After ODB died, 50 Cent became my favorite rapper.
Well, Kool-Aid makes you piss the bed.
Okay.
No.
I am determined to prove that Kool-Aid makes you piss the bed.
I think someone may be just blaming something.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the time when Jim
Like having that Kool-Aid.
when he was a little boy and he peed the bed.
I was a little boy. We were like 10 years old.
Oh, and you peed the bed.
I had a friend over. It was really bad. I mean, because we hadn't peed the bed a long time. You know, neither one of us. You know, but it's over there. We're playing cards with my mom and I think my dad might even play too. But we were playing board games and all this stuff that night, and we're drinking all this Pepsi. My mom's like, "Be careful, boys. Make sure you go to bed before you go to bed because if you pee the bed." We're like, "Yeah, right." You know, we're way too old for that. Yeah, I'm in my bed. I'm like, oh my god! I wake up. I'm so embarrassed. And then he wakes up at the same time. And he's like, I'm like, oh my God, you didn't. And he's like, he goes, I think I peed in your sleeping bag. I'm like, oh my God, and I peed the bed. He's like, oh man. So we both did. It was funny.
Oh my God.
You guys ever dreamt that you were on the toilet and peed the bed?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I hate that dream. Yeah.
I have never been there, but one time when I was a little kid, I was dreaming I was at Yellowstone watching Old Faithful, and I'm sleeping on my back. Well, I can't see Old Faithful, but it's happening in my pajama pants.
Oh, you're peeing.
Yeah, I'm peeing my pants
Okay,
as
well,
I'm
be
waking up.
careful.
I'm like,
say that.
Oh my God. No, I was like 6 or 7.
Well, okay, it could be the other Old Faithful.
This was before me and my husband got married, and I woke up after having that dream of being on the toilet.
Uh-oh.
I was like, oh no. All of a sudden, Gary wakes up. He goes, dear, get up. The water bed's leaking. I was like, no, it's not. Like, what do you mean? I was so embarrassed. We weren't even married yet.
Oh God.
Well, at least you owned it, Nikki.
And you know, whenever you have the I'm going to the bathroom dream, it's very like detailed. You get up, you're walking to the bathroom, you're turning the light on in the bathroom, you're sitting on the toilet. It's all the steps. You know what I mean?
Feel the release? Yeah. I mean,
yeah, you feel the release because you are doing it.
When I first got married, the first apartment I lived in.
This isn't to me.
Yeah, this is in the 80s. Anyway, we had this apartment. It was in this old Victorian house. So we're in the attic. We're in the cheap apartment upstairs with like $300 a month. So I come home. I was partying because I'm still living in the same town I went to school in. So one of my roommate from school lives there too. So we went out and we just tied one on. I come home at like 3:30 in the morning. So I go to bed, and then I guess about an hour or two later, I don't remember. I wake up. Well, I do remember getting yelled at when I was in the closet. I walk over because it's got the slant roof, because it's in the attic part. So I walk over to this little corner closet. I open up the door, and I hear my wife go, "What are you doing? Wait, what are you? No, stop!" I hear the screaming blood. So I had to wash all her shoes.
Oh no!
Oh,
No, Hank Allen Cash. I never shit the bed. I peed the bed.
No, I don't think I ever did that.
No,
either.
I don't think. Not since I was in Pampers, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, not in my memory.
Yeah.
where did this conversation go to? Because I was gone, and then I come back, and then we're talking about pee and poop, and
Yeah, my life ain't over yet. I may eventually start doing that.
Yeah.
Just wait a minute.
Oh man, are those candy strippers gonna be mad at me?
Yeah. My husband must really love me though. He still married me.
Mm.
They forgive being peed on.
Yeah. Yeah, I could
Mostly
have played
we
it off and said, "Well, I thought you were into that," but
Mary says, "Are you shocked, Valerie? Really?"
no,
yeah.
I'm not. I shouldn't be shocked. You are correct.
It was Sally's fault.
No, it was
Of
your
course, it
fault.
was Sally's fault.
She
No,
said
Jim's
she
fault.
said Kool-Aid make you pee the bed, and then I brought up a story
Oh,
about.
yeah, that was. I'm like, how did we get
Oh wow,
on
she
this
traced it
subject?
back.
Yeah.
It's like CSI.
Memory loss right to peeing the bed.
So it's Sally's fault.
Remember Magic Classics where it lost something, and then it jumped to this.
Oh
Mike
my
says-
gosh.
Mike says, "Okay, shush. No more pee talk. Valerie's back."
Why? I'm okay with. I mean, I'm not that bad.
Valerie's down with it.
I'm not down with it, but no.
Have you ever had that dream, Valerie?
Had what
You
dream?
ain't cool unless you pee your
Where you're
pants.
going to the bathroom and you end up peeing your bed?
No,
Valerie's like, no.
no.
Well, for
Nope.
some,
Never
Thanks
had
for
that
making me feel better.
Well, I wasn't gonna
Making
lie.
me feel normal.
I wasn't gonna lie about it.
Usually, if I have that dream, I can catch myself. But that night, apparently, I didn't.
I don't have that dream anymore, but I have had it like when I was a kid and stuff.
No.
I just make sure I go to the bathroom before I go to bed, and then I don't have any problems.
there's a saying:
I don't-
everybody has weird dreams, but only fools talk about them.
Well, we were just having a conversation about what good friends you guys are to me. And so are the other people watching YouTube live.
The waterbed's leaking.
Yeah.
Wake up, honey! The waterbed's leaking. I don't want you to drown.
Yeah.
Save yourself.
I used to always want a waterbed, but they're just so
they're a
big
big
pain in the ass
neck,
to
yeah.
set up and that.
They are.
Well-
I used to have one, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was a big pain in the butt.
It was really traumatic
It
for
was-
me because I peed the bed till I was 16 years old.
Okay, Nikki, you don't have to tell me about it.
No, it was because I was on. No, I had convulsions when I was little, and I was on medicine that wouldn't let me wake up.
Oh.
It was a medicine thing.
I was just a very deep sleeper.
Well, that too, but mine
Well,
was medicine.
Well, and I probably had, but I only I think I went to like 12. It was awful. It was awful just to, like if you're going to go over your friend's house, stay the night or something, and, you sure that you didn't drink anything before bedtime. Because
That was
Didn't have full effect then.
that was always a fear for you. I could see how that would be.
Yeah.
I can understand
It
how
was
that would be.
Y'all remember that Jack Link's beef jerky thing where they stuck Sasquatch's hand in a bowl of water while he was sleeping and woke up and beat himself, and then he threw that guy over that car?
Yeah.
Did that happen to you?
Did somebody stick your hand in a bowl of water, Todd?
Yeah, that don't work. I've tried it literally 10 times. It does not work. That's
Shaving cream works better than that.
Oh yeah, that's
Put shaving cream in the guy's hands and then tickle his nose while he's asleep.
Oh.
No, when you had drafting class, you had that Indie ink. You put that on his hand, it works better.
Oh God. You never get that stuff off.
No, it takes like a week. It has to wear off their skin. It's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Something to a girl where you drew on her face with Sharpie.
That ain't all over.
Was it all over her body? Was it on her face too, though?
Yes, I said don't draw on her face. I'm like, well, I wasn't an adult, but I mean,
She's passed out.
I was
at
the
a
voice
party.
of reason. They start writing things on this girl's legs with magic marker, and some of the markers were Sharpies. And I'm like, hey guys, that ain't gonna wash off. I said, whatever you do, don't draw on her face. Well, I drew something on her upper thigh, and then I left. Well, then as soon as I leave, it goes to mustaches and stuff on her face.
Oh
She's banging on my door. This is in the dorm. She's banging on my door. I'm like, what? She's like, why did you draw on my leg? You drew all over. You drew a mustache. I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I didn't draw no mustache, but I'm not going to admit to her leg either because she sounds really bad. So I'm like, you said my name's on your leg? Yeah. And I'm like, hey, if I was going to write on your leg, do you think I'd be dumb enough to write my name? She walks out. I'm like, yeah, I would totally be dumb enough to.
What did you write? Like Dex was.
When I took the marker and I made the X go places that I couldn't see.
Oh, boy.
I probably.
So how long did it take for the marker to fade off?
Oh, a long
face?
time. She had this green. It was like a handlebar mustache. It was a green marker, and she had it on her face for like a week. It was faint, and she's trying to cover it up with makeup, but you could still see it. Called her because she used to talk. She had this scratchy voice, and she'd always be yelling. So we called her Gutter Snipe.
That's hilarious. I'm glad it happened to somebody else. wouldn't have been funny if it was me. So
she had a couple too many cocktails, and she was night. And
yeah,
roommate left the door open, and bad things happened.
I have more dreams about falling than I do anything else.
Oh, I hate those too. Yeah, like right when you're falling asleep and you feel like you're falling.
Mine happened right in the middle too, like right in the middle of sleep. Yeah.
I had one. My daughter. We were on a cliff, and she had this really curly hair, and she was wearing this green velvet dress she had one for Christmas. I remember what she was wearing. It was like one of those super realistic dreams. She's on the edge of this cliff. Mm-hmm. She's standing on the edge. I'm like, no, come here, honey. Don't stand close to the edge. And then she slips, grabs the grass. She loses her grip, and I'm on the edge, and I'm holding her by the wrists, but she's slipping, and she's gonna fall. Coming to a point where she's gonna like come up, and I finally I was able to wake. I was able to come out of it, wake myself up. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't go back to sleep. I was sweating. It was just horrible. Yeah, a little kid. She's like 2 or 3 years old, and this is when she was like 2 or 3 years old, when she's that age. No. Like, why does somebody have a dream like that? It was just horrible.
Yeah,
I've had dreams of my kids getting killed, and it's horrible.
Yeah. And then you wake up, it's like, why would I have a dream like that? That's just messed up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's scary.
She's alive and well. She never fell off of anything. So.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I've had tooth loss dreams before too, Ink. Where I just not that I fell and hit my face or anything, but that I just woke up without teeth for some reason. Yeah, it was just weird. I just woke up and they weren't there. I didn't have any pain or anything. I just couldn't feel them.
Holy smokes, 25 pounds.
I've fallen off the top bunk before too.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's not funny, but.
And actually, it had a rail on it. I rolled over that rail
Oh my gosh.
and off onto the floor. And my mom picked me up and put me back in bed, and I didn't even know. Until the next morning, I was like, "Oh, Mom, my arm really hurts." She's like, "It should. You fell off the top bunk last night."
Yeah. I've fallen out of bed before, not off the top bunk, but I've fallen out of bed before. And
or like when you wake up and your head's where your feet should be and your feet are where your head is supposed to be. I used to do that a lot too, where I'm like in bed. You wake up and you feel lost, and then you realize that your head's by the footboard, you know?
Yeah.
I do that actually a lot, fall out of bed in my sleep. And my husband will be like, "I don't know what you do, but you always fall out of bed." We actually had to move the nightstand because I hit my head a lot on the nightstand.
Yeah.
Our rat terrier, he used to sleep underneath the covers. He'd like get in the bed, and they'd like burrow underneath the covers and go like towards your feet. And then like in the middle of the night or something, he'd like roll around or something like that. And all of a sudden you hear thunk because he'd get to the bed, he didn't know where he was. He'd roll and then hits the floor. That was funny.
But the thing is I would roll out of bed, and my husband says I would get up and get back into bed.
Well, I guess what else are you gonna do?
On my own. But I never remembered it.
Did you remember? Yeah.
No.
See, that's the weird part. Yeah.
But I sleep so sound that, a tornado could go through the house and I wouldn't know it.
You probably have sleep apnea.
As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for my niece, I almost slept through a tornado.
Yeah, a lot of people, they because I remember doing that a lot when I was a kid, and even as a young adult, I remember falling out of bed, or I don't remember falling out of bed, and people will tell me the next day, or just like me falling off the top bunk, going to the bathroom, or being woken up, to be told something, and I act like I'm wide awake and I completely don't remember the situation. There's a lot of instances where that happened when I had sleep apnea, and I was so sleep deprived that I just don't remember.
Yeah, my husband has woke me up before. Hey, you're beating me, and I've been punching him, hitting him. Yeah.
Wow.
I said, well, you shouldn't have pissed me off.
Yeah, you must have done something wrong.
Yep. My subconscious knew you did it.
Yeah,
I'll be like, yeah, and take that.
I used to get up every day and go to work. I had to be there at 5:30, and there was times where I didn't remember how I got to work. That's scary. And I drove myself, but I didn't remember certain stoplights and stuff like that. I just remembered getting in my car when I was at home and then being at work. And I was like, how did I get here? I pull into the parking lot and I'm like, oh my God, like freaking out kind of, because I'm like, I don't know how I got here. I don't remember getting here. But your subconscious kind of goes on, autopilot sometimes when you're, you know, your body's kind of just giving up, and your subconscious takes over sometimes.
Okay, now I have another work question. Does anybody know anything about KitchenAid mixers? Maybe.
I don't know anything about them.
Does this look
What do
like KitchenAid? Because it's not marked, but it feels like good quality, like KitchenAid. And then I got like these slicer things and blades and like this kind of crap. I think it's KitchenAid.
There's not a brand on it.
It doesn't have any markings or part numbers on it.
Oh wow!
This is like some
because to me it looks almost like a salad shooter type thing.
Yeah, but don't they make that attachment on the front of a KitchenAid that like slides in this part or whatever, and then it does shit?
I have no idea. Beth said it might be Oster.
Oh.
She said, hold it up again.
That's like the
grinder. I'm looking up KitchenAid parts here real quick.
Meat grinder. And then this must be like some kind of salad shooter thing or whatever, because it's got like a cover with a bend. And then it's got like these cutting blades, you know.
Yeah.
And this thing obviously sticks into something.
That thing that you're holding up right now, the one on the KitchenAid has like a base on it. Let me see if I can. I wonder if I wonder how I'd send this to you.
Yeah, just call it a Corbell.
Yeah, we got that one from. Well, this is a Corbell too.
I'll send it to you.
That makes it easy.
What are you trying to send, Nikki? A picture?
Yeah.
You know, in that do you get that group message when Valerie sends it to go on the show? Yeah, you get that group like when you post stuff to me and stuff.
Only on Facebook.
Yeah, but if you post, you can post that, and then Tara can look at it. If you got a picture, if that's what
I am posting it. Second. I sent it to you on Facebook.
There you go.
Right.
Okay.
Do it.
In the group chat on Facebook.
It's on Facebook.
So I got this
Is that one piece that you had KitchenAid one looks like?
The grinder?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because it sticks like this, I think. See that skinny part? The tray part goes up because the skinny part goes in the front of the machine. So this one must be up.
Remember that. Okay.
Because this is for shoving it in. Oh sure. Well, that's what that is. I was wondering.
It sounds like we're on the Have Better Sex infomercial.
But I don't think KitchenAid parts are all the KitchenAid parts. I don't think are marked, are they? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But that KitchenAid one looks a little different than yours.
Yeah.
It's got that.
What'd you find, Valerie?
Thing on it.
Well, no, the tip. Oh no, the tip looks a little different.
What?
What'd you find?
What'd I find?
Yeah, you started to say, well, I found a.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt them.
I think they're done.
Okay.
Yeah, you can interrupt.
Go for it.
Okay. Okay. So I got this at an auction.
Auction.
No, I'm kidding. I just wanted to say the word.
Oh my gosh.
I got this at the thrift store yesterday, and I don't have. It's all packaged up. No, it's not. Hang on a second. So I got this, and it's called Wild Fox White Label Couture. And I was looking online last night, because I was gonna, list it and everything. And prices are all over the board, but it's a really good brand. And some of these sweaters were going anywhere from $100 to $325.
Wow.
Hank says, "Oh, Wild Fox is great."
So this is a sweater.
How much did you pay for it?
I paid $4 for it. New with
Nice.
tags.
Oh, I wish it was my
Um,
size. I love that. I'd wear that.
It's a large. No, it's a medium. It's a
Yeah,
medium.
definitely not my size.
But yeah, it's new with tags. I think I did pay $4 for it. It's just a really thin.
That's cute.
It's a really thin sweater, but yeah, they were going for a lot of money. Wild Fox white
Yeah.
label, pretty sure. I don't know.
Kids Dylan Moore says that's a score, Valerie.
Yeah, I listed it for $199 or best offer. So, and I got two watchers on it. So,
Dusty says Wild Fox white label. Pretty sure Dex dated her in college.
You probably did.
It was $4 too.
Marry her.
oh my
Philip
god.
says met her in the parking lot.
Give her the anchor baby and then you marry her.
Well, it sounds like that's a good.
Yeah.
That was a good pickup.
Yeah.
I think it's KitchenAid.
Hank says, if you don't mind cross posting, I would put it on Posh too. Oh, I don't know if I could do Posh. Maybe I should.
I don't know. As much clothing as you do, I think some of the more expensive stuff that you get, I think it should go on Poshmark. I think you'd get more money for it.
Let's see.
Maybe.
Goes in the front. Like that's the gear thing that goes there. And I just don't have all the stuff that goes.
Takes seconds to cross.
Yeah, see, there is different from like the side there. The hopper is attached with the basket in it. So yours feeds from the top.
What is it called?
That feeds from the top.
Yeah, but it's come off to the side.
Valerie?
It ain't the same.
Wild
What's
Fox.
the brand?
This?
No, the other thing towards the
Uh-huh.
See how that feeds straight down the top? That one feeds off the side.
No, this goes like this. This is it. This is the drive gear.
Yeah.
And this is this. See?
Yeah, but see how the feeder is different?
Wow.
Yours
Yeah, but
doesn't
you-
have that base on it either, though, Tara.
Huh?
No, the feeder's
Yours doesn't have that base piece on it, does it?
Yeah, I mean, because they make them
there's
different
more
looking.
differences. She's got her in her head that it's one thing and she won't believe any other
I
thing.
believe it's KitchenAid.
She won't accept it.
Well, look at that picture. God, this is
I cannot
KitchenAid.
because it's different.
It's KitchenAid. It's KitchenAid.
You sell it as KitchenAid.
That's awesome, OJ.
See how the salad maker is like yours, right here.
Well, I'm hoping that it'll be a good
Yeah, but that's different.
find.
But see how the one that you're looking at on the
Oh,
other one.
you want to come up and say hi to everyone? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
No, he
Good
just wants to be lazy.
Hey, good morning.
I'm not saying
OJ
it's
said, very nice find, Val. I think I found a pair of shoes worth a couple $100 in Goodwill last night.
Nice.
Awesome.
So did you buy them?
You better have bought them.
I'm gonna go back there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ringo. Hi, Ringo. Time. Where's Mabel?
Goodwill or some crowded place, and I see something good, I grab it, I put it in the cart, and then I check it out.
Yep.
I always put it back on the shelf, but I never leave
Yeah.
it on the shelf and come back for it. I'm like,
Should we get them together? Should we have them make puppies?
So cute.
Yes.
She's so cute. Hi, Mabel.
Aww.
Mabel.
No.
He's so cute.
She's so stacky compared to Ringo. She's got like this bulldog look. You know, she's real chesty. Okay, go, you little munchkin.
He
Are
just
you
loves to
being
be
sleepyhead?
held.
Are you being a sleepyhead today? Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, she started to shake
Loves
horse.
his mama.
Did I have my breakfast and now I'm ready to go take a nap, huh? Eat.
Chew on mommy's hair.
No chewing on mama's hair. No, no, no. No, no, no. Oh,
Call.
puppy kisses.
She's headphones are off. Is that puppy calm when you call him? Does the Ringo come when you call him?
Most of the time, I've got him on this kick now where he knows he gets a treat when he comes inside.
No.
So now he's like spoiled with treats.
People's a little stubborn. So.
Yeah, we should pick up some trees.
Yeah, because if she don't want to come in, she just looks at you and runs away.
Yeah, when you say her name, you say Mabel, she looks right at you, so she knows you called her. But then it's like, okay, I heard my name, now I have a decision to make.
Exactly.
I still stay outside and play. It's like, screw you guys.
Yeah. He does the same thing. And
Exactly.
so I get they're actually a really good snack for them. They're like little squares. I can't remember what the name of them are, but they're little squares, and they're just really they're not really thick.
They're called snaps.
Yeah, they're called snaps. Exactly.
Oh, snap!
And
they're cheap.
So I break those up instead of giving them one full one. I'll give her one just a corner of one, so that way I can get her in. But she is sitting down when I give it to her.
No.
So I make her sit down when she gets a treat.
My dog Gus, those are his favorite treats. He just loved those. I would give him pepperonis and everything, but those snaps were always Gus's favorite. And I was like, sweet, because they're so cheap. They're like, what, $2 a box? Not even.
Yeah, they're really, really cheap.
She likes the gravy milk bones. But they got to be the ones with the gravy.
Yeah, if it's a regular milk bone,
she won't eat it. Yeah, it has to be the one with the gravy on it. We had a min pin that we got late, and he would not listen. And he'd run across the road. Real shit. Anyway, he would, and the only way I could get him to come back was to hold a piece of cheese out. And his name was Caesar. So I go, Caesar, cheese. And then he'd come right back to me, But yeah, I couldn't get him in the house without a piece of cheese. If you didn't give him cheese, he was not coming in.
Yeah, that's kind of the way that Ringo is now. He's milking it right now, huh? But if he doesn't, if he doesn't sit down, he doesn't doesn't get a treat. So.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good way to train him to sit.
You don't like that. He don't like it, huh? No, he don't like it. He wants to be the boss. And Mama said, no, no, no.
See if they match what you think they should be. I think it would be bold.
Are you coming on the show? TBJ. TBJ. Who's TBJ?
The best, Jason.
Oh. Sorry, I missed that episode. Today's obits brought to you by the Daily Hustle. The Picker Daily Hustle. Yeah, yeah. Don't you know?
Or everybody look out, she was watching Fargo.
Yeah.
I gotta go finish it up. Come on. Time for you to get down. Go on.
For a real low budget film, that was actually a pretty good film.
It's a good movie. I love that movie. I watch it once a year at least.
It was well written.
Yeah. And it's a Coen's brother film, and I do like Coen brother films. Like I like Brother Where Art Thou and stuff like that. So and I appreciate that one.
That was funny.
I love that movie.
I love Brother Where Art Thou. Sometimes I play the music while I'm listing. I just, put it on play and then I just play the music.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited about that shirt. I thought that was, it just
That's
kind of
cool.
it wasn't even the Boston Terrier that caught my eye. It was just the color, and then it had the tag on it, and the tag was nice and gold and sparkly, and I thought,
What
Oh,
about the material?
It
Was
was
the
new with
material good
tags?
too?
yeah, I mean, it was, I don't even remember what the material was. I don't think it was anything like cashmere or anything. It wasn't, it was probably like acrylic or
How
something.
do you do
Did you
that?
say it was new with
Yeah.
tags?
Yeah, it's new with tags.
Oh, wow. I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Um,
Here I'm talking like I know what the hell I'm talking about.
yeah, it's acrylic, nylon, and 10% wool. The dry clean only.
Guys take
Yeah.
pictures of jeans and you flat lay them.
Mhm.
What is your main picture? I heard the money shot is of the ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Picture of the whole thing.
They're talking about pants, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, usually I'll that money shot. Yeah, that's usually the first shot that I'll take is the butt.
The money shot.
Just of the butt.
Yeah, and then I'll turn it over and I'll take a picture of the front, and then I'll lay it completely out and take a picture like that, both sides, and then I usually take a picture of the cuffs, and then a picture of the what do you call it? The tag and the size and all that stuff. So usually about 7 to 8 pictures on jeans. Sometimes if they're just like a plain pair of jeans, I'll just take like a full picture of the front and the back. I won't do the money shot. But if they have like, nice pockets, like a lot of bling on them, if they're just kind of a blingy pair of jeans, I'll definitely take a money shot. Yep. Because that's what a lot of people are looking for. They're looking for the money shot. So.
And the ass is always the money shot.
Show me the money.
Yeah, this thrift store that I go to, and it's just like 20 miles up the road, and but they always seem to have a good selection of new with tag stuff. Because I got a men's pair of jeans. They're called Helix. And those were new with tags also, and I think those go from anywhere from $30 to $40 for a pair.
Nice.
So.
Very nice.
So I usually have pretty good luck with them. So
I'm gonna get some.
Yeah, I got a nice little list going on, so I'm gonna have to get some stuff going, and since it's 52 now. Probably will wait till after lunch. I'm going to go outside and see if I can rake some leaves. I'm going to do some house stuff, and I think I'm going to get my windows plastic up. Is that how you would say it? I'm going to put some plastic over my windows.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh. Yeah, that'll help with heat.
Yeah.
Well, that was like yesterday. We have our hallway is really cold because we have a not so good door on the back of the house, on the back door, and because there's like a little gap in there. So our back hall is always cold. Well, yesterday I was freezing all day long. I could not get warm. And I came home and my husband put the blanket up because in the wintertime we usually put the blanket up on the back hallway. And then last night I finally was able to get warm after he put that up. Because we have this big comforter that we just hang up there, and except when if company comes over, we take it down because it looks like a welfare house. But but we put this comforter up and then the back hallway so that it keeps the drafts out. We gotta replace that door, and we didn't get it done this year, so I guess we'll have to live with the comforter again.
I don't know if there would be a elephant leather. I don't know that. I don't even know that you can sell elephant leather. I mean, I know you can't sell ivory, but elephant leather.
I'd look that up.
But it sounds like a. I mean, it sounds kind of legit, with New York and Beverly Hills, for churches shoes.
But I would go to the policies and find out if you can sell legally, if you can sell exotic animal leather. That might be an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the 70s, I had some elephant boots. But I think they stopped that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Hank says she sees some churches at Barney's in New York. Huh. I know, the other Jason, I'm sorry. But, I mean, we'd rather help you, I mean, it's not going to help you if you list them and then you're going to get it taken down,
Get your account shut down.
Get a ding for it, possibly even.
Hopefully we're wrong. Hopefully they are good, but I would check.
Yeah. Get it?
Me?
I don't know.
Wasn't me.
Oh, yep. Somebody paid.
Yay.
There might be a date on elephant leather, like you can sell ivory if you can prove that the item was vintage before a certain year.
Oh. I just don't know. Yeah, you definitely have to look that stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, it may be legal to do it. I mean, because you can sell a firearm too, but it ain't gonna be. They're not gonna let you do it on eBay.
Right.
No, but I think Todd's right. eBay does let you do ivory before a certain date.
I checked that out.
Check it out too, but I remember hearing something about that.
Yeah, because you can't even sell.
I heard that before.
Like ivory piano keys. The tops for.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Of course, there's no way to prove what age they are. Then I mean, it would be pretty hard to prove a.
Yeah.
Of course, ivory.
Well, yeah, you would. I think what Todd's talking about is you have to actually have something, almost like a certificate of authenticity for it, dating when it was. I think a Google search and say, well, this is dated this day.
Ivory.
Yeah.
We had those pair of sealskin boots, and they got pulled because you can't sell sealskin anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all just so touchy. I wouldn't even try it.
Yeah.
And it's stuff that was, when it was made, it was legal to sell, but eBay just got broad brush policy. They won't let you sell it.
Now, sometimes you can be confused, though, because sometimes when you look at something, it looks more like bone to you. So if you list something that's bone, it's okay.
Yeah, very white bone. Yeah.
Very white bone. Yep. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
End of story, right?
Yep. End of story. Proceed with caution.
Mhm.
Oh, Mabel, you're just so damn cute. You're just a.
No, it says eBay banned all ivory sales after an investigation by International Fund for Animal Welfare.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was pretty sure that there
Yeah,
was no.
so-
I mean, when they jump on you over piano keys, obviously you're not killing elephants for piano keys, but you know it. You know how eBay is. I mean, they're going to always err on the side of caution.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, it's to the point where, you know, I mean, do you just allow some of it? I mean, how far do you allow? You know.
It's like if you put Indian in your title, like, or
Yeah,
Native
American.
I mean, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. You'll get your stuff pulled because they think you're trying to sell Native American crafts without being an authorized Native American seller. You have to prove that you're a tribe member or whatever and authorized to sell Indian or Native American Indian crafts.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
It's a big. Wait, if you put Native American or Indian in your listing title, you'll have these warnings pop up on it. It's a big deal. And it has to be like pre-1935 or something. I mean, it's a real hassle. Which is just shame because where I live in northern Wisconsin, I mean, you know how it is, Nikki. Up here, we run across a lot of like beaded, old antique beaded Native American stuff, and that it's a huge hassle when you list it.
Yep.
If you can get it through.
Well, anything that I list that has like a Native American look to it, I always put Southwestern.
Yeah.
You know, that just kind of.
Yeah, and that'll go right through. But like, let's say you found like something where you maybe want to use like Native American, like beaded moccasins or you know, some kind of antique beaded Native American thing. I mean, it's hard to they have a lot of restrictions on it.
Yeah.
Not that I ever find that stuff very reasonable. It usually gets bid up here in my area.
Right.
Yeah, me too. Well, I would, you know, and that's the thing. When I'm searching as a buyer, I think of saying Southwestern.
Yeah,
I would look up Native American or Indian.
It'll be code. Of course, now eBay will have heard this broadcast. It'll all clamp down.
Mm-hmm.
Bone and Southwestern is going to be out.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of this. A while back, I had a bunch of empty brass cartridge shells, and you're not supposed to sell that on eBay at all. And I went through in my descriptive title and put like, you know, reloading stuff. I made sure I left out any keyword that was bullet, you know, cartridge, shell, whatever. I just used other words, and I got it through. And I'll tell you, they got bid up really good. Now I wouldn't do that because you'll get busted for it. But I did do that once.
Wow.
I think a friend of yours did that. Yeah, it was our friend. Remember that? It wasn't us.
It's all good, Tara.
Naughty.
It was a long time ago. I was naive.
No, well, when you did it,
well, you know.
Yeah, so when I did it, when I took the pictures, I didn't know, but then when I started listing it, I knew, but I still proceeded with it anyway because I had already taken the pictures.
You were such a bad girl.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and you do stuff like that. You're putting your account in at risk or whatever. Sometimes you've been in this game long enough to where you know that. But for anybody who's new, if you don't go by what eBay says to do, yeah.
It's like selling taxidermy. I sell taxidermy, but I will not sell ducks. And I'll tell you why, because there's a big deal about that because you need a federal duck stamp to shoot ducks. And if you don't have the stamp of the duck, I need to pull your listing for that and stuff. You can get in trouble for that. So I won't mess with taxidermy ducks.
Yeah. I don't blame you there.
Which I think is stupid. That's just my personal opinion, but I mean, I do think sometimes, but I guess eBay wants to protect itself. But I think it's a stupid rule, and that's just me.
It's like Pretty Woman. There's some
Yeah.
things she just won't do.
Okay, get out of the way, dog.
Okay. Okay, look out, dog. No, you're not going on with me. No. No. I don't have snaps.
Mabel has Jim wrapped around her little finger, doesn't she?
Yeah. Well, she wants to go outside.
She's have Tar come out and catch her.
Yeah, he can't catch her when she goes. Now, she was outside when we went and did the horses, but she's like, no, I want to go outside now. She's pretty cute. She's like a Sour Patch Kid. She can be so sweet, but she can be a little bit sour, too.
Yeah, I totally see that she's got Jim wrapped around her little finger. I mean,
Yeah,
you
he
too,
was like
but-
that. The Rat Terrier was his baby, too. You know, the Rat Terrier, I bought the Rat Terrier when he was a puppy, but the Rat Terrier really became his dog. I mean, that Rat Terrier just loved Jim and vice versa. I mean, that was really good. But now Mabel's kind of taking his place a little bit.
Sorry.
Giving up their ivory so we can sell it on eBay.
Here, go lay in your bed. There you go. Now you can go night nights.
And he's like, that really is an obnoxious ring, you know. I said, well, that's the point. That's why I haven't gotten rid of it.
Yeah.
I've had that probably for 2 years now.
When
I
was
love
that
that ringtone.
commercial out? Yeah, it was over a year ago because my son used to play it on YouTube all the time, that Narwhal song, because it has this one that's just a continuous loop of them singing the Narwhal song.
It's coming up 2 years because I saw it first at my mother-in-law's house when she was in the nursing home, and I was staying in town at her place. And she'll be dead 2 years now in November. So yeah, it was 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's whining. Oh.
But I want to go outside.
Is that Mabel?
Yeah. She's mad because Jim went outside and she wants to go. No, because you better run. But is she gonna go? She doesn't have. No, she was just out because we took her for a walk and stuff. She just wants to go and goof off, and then she runs away from us and won't let us catch her. Yeah, you guys go on a leash.
So cute.
I was just reading the policy on Native American stuff, and I just thought this sentence was good. There are many people who scour eBay each day looking for items that carry the words Native American, North American, and American Indian stuff, you know, to turn them into as fakes or whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a real big thing for them.
Yeah, I don't blame eBay for that, though. I mean, they get a lot of guff, you know, and they're putting themselves out there, you know.
Yeah, my thing with it is like, I mean, how many you know what it's like up here. I mean, how much of that kind of stuff you see at auctions, which you could sell it, but I mean, it is a pain in the ass to list it.
Yeah.
Do I think you should be going and stealing stuff from like Indian, like, well, I don't know, you went tribal burial sites or something like that, or like, you know, cave stuff, where you're doing like digging up artifacts and stuff. Well, no, that should probably not. But I mean, I'm talking about like turn of the century stuff that was sold to, that they made and sold themselves is hard to list.
Yeah. And I mean, they just have to do a blanket statement or a blanket banning of all that stuff because, where do you say when, how, and how do you get your bots to determine whether or not that's legal or not?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way eBay can just have the manpower constantly be scouring that stuff with people, and it has to be mostly bots because
I don't know. I've had stuff that got pulled down I think I've had something get pulled down. I can't remember. I think they were a pair of beaded moccasins or something like that. And and those sealskin boots I talked about too. They got pulled down because they want you to, attribute it to a tribe and stuff like that. You have to have verification and stuff. But yeah, you can't don't put in anything like Native American or anything in the descriptive title because it'll come up with a warning right away. You stink.
What are you guys gonna do today? Anything exciting?
I'm taking pictures right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some listings.
No. I'm working on some of these lamp parts and stuff.
Hey, you got a nice bunch of lamp parts there. That was pretty nice.
Yeah. Actually, I got quite a few lamp parts, so I'm gonna get those things done.
You should do really well with those.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff because you get people that restore those oil lamps. They'll buy all those rings and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna list that. I have that Hollywood Regency style chandelier I bought there. I'm gonna list that today.
How does Jim feel about shipping that?
Well, he shipped worse stuff, so.
Blackberry Thistle Tea says, so say you have a Native American resin figurine. How would you describe it?
I know that's the problem I have. Like, I'll give you. I think I got it to go through, and they didn't pull it. But you'll come up with a bunch of warnings while you're listing it if you use Indian or Native American in that descriptive title. Because I just sold a big latch hook that was an Indian. I don't know if I had Indian in it or Native American, and they'll show you the warnings. And I don't know if it does get checked, they can see. Well, obviously this isn't tribal art or whatever. But how would you describe it? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I guess it's been a couple of years since I listed anything Indian, so I don't know.
Oh, here I had to take. Okay, I remember this listing was an older one. So I sold this huge latch hook that was of an Indian chief.
Oh yeah, we just sold it too.
But in my descriptive title, I had to change. I had to take Indian out, so I put Native American chief, and it did go through that time. But you did get the warning, I believe, with Native American, if I remember right.
Mm.
You get it on
anything where you put Native American or Indian.
Yeah, because what they're trying to fight is if you make like handicrafts, but you're not really a Native American, you're trying to, like, you make a rug and you say it's a Navajo rug, but it's not really you're not a Navajo. That's what they're trying to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think you would get your account shut down if you had like put a figurine up.
No, yeah. You just all
think
I
they would.
said, I guess I should have said what I meant to say is you're going to get the warning when you have that in your title. You get the warning.
Yeah, but
This
if it ever came up for review, I mean, they could obviously see an
yeah.
Indian statue as not, you know.
Yeah, what they're trying to protect is the actual Native American arts, you know, that are
Yeah.
made reservations by actual Native Americans. They're trying to protect. It's like a bootleg Coach bag or something. They're trying to keep you from selling a bootleg.
Yeah. Like those Navy manuals that I used to sell. They were Navy radio manuals, and they were
Oh, and Navajo?
come up, huh?
Were they Indian? Were they Native American language or?
No, Navy.
Oh,
Navy.
And they have a warning pop up saying you can't sell this, this, and this, and so then you have to be careful about how you put in manuals.
oh yeah, because you can't export.
Like,
Some of them can't go to
yeah.
different countries.
But these ones weren't anything like that. But yeah, they still put the warning up for you, but you can sell them, you know.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad they do have those warnings, because sometimes you don't think about stuff like that, you know. You just buy stuff thinking it's okay. It's not like one of the big trigger words like Coach or Michael Kors or something like that. And so you don't think it's something that is going to be thought of as fake, you know.
Well, my favorite
And you
is
put it up there.
It's a killer Corningware coffee pot. I mean, who would think? I mean, they're like, we're going to shut you down if you don't pull this coffee pot. I mean, they got really sneaky about it. It's like, what the hell? It's that Corningware coffee pot with the metal bander on the top where the body can slip out. It was recalled in the 70s or whatever. Well, hell,
Like 81 or something.
or 81
like that.
or whatever. Yeah. I mean, but I called them up like, what the hell could be wrong with this coffee pot? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You know, there's this big recall. I'm like, okay. I looked it up. They're right.
Yeah.
They're like lawn jerks. That's why I collect those Corningware coffee pots and lawn jerks. Because I'm not supposed to have them.
Hi, Henry. I see you pop in.
Where
I
is
don't really want to chat, but
oh man, is that lasagna good?
Was it good?
Yeah. For not having any meat in it, it was delicious. I could be vegetarian if all I ate was that lasagna.
Other Jason says, what if you rename your store Chief Tecumseh Store and tell them that you're Cherokee?
Tell them you're smelling small entry cards and you just wanted to use Tecumseh.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting a soda, so move it.
I thought there was no soda allowed in your house.
That's what she calls that crappy water she drinks.
Oh.
I call it crappy water.
It's carbonated.
I tried to stick up for you, Jim.
I told him he could drink it, but he wouldn't.
Oh,
do
I wouldn't
it.
give that to a dog.
It's good. It's got like grapefruit.
It actually makes you more thirsty.
No, it doesn't.
It like dries your mouth out, makes you more thirsty.
It has 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 sodium, 0 carbs, 0 everything, 0 sugar,
And
0
it's super
protein.
fun.
It's water, but it's carbonated, so it's got a little fizz.
Whatever. Tastes like blood.
No, it doesn't. How do you know what?
I think that's what people. I think that's what people get addicted to is the carbonation more than anything.
Yeah. I like that Vita ice water because it makes me feel like I'm drinking pop because it's carbonated.
Yeah. So what do you drink, Jim?
Vitamin water.
What else did I give you?
And scotch, but just with ice cubes. I don't drink. I used to drink a lot of whiskey and Coke. When instead of whiskey and Coke, I just drink scotch and ice cubes. I'm on a health kick.
You drink beer. Drinks beer.
Yeah, I drink beer, but that ain't a sugar soda.
Yeah, it's probably not real good for you because it makes you fat.
be done.
Get a beer belly.
Is that the trade-off? I can be skinny and not drink beer? No, thank you.
Oh shit.
I'm not interested, thank you.
It doesn't sound like a good trade-off.
No. Hey, I gave up cigarettes. That's good enough. It's all the suffering I'm going to put myself through.
Yeah, and he loved tobacco. If he couldn't smoke, he was chewing. If he was in a situation where he couldn't smoke, he had dip in his mouth.
When we were in college, we were playing cards and stuff, it went around the table. If you had to give up drinking or smoking, which would you give up? You know, universally, give up drinking. None of us would give up. We all would go with cigarettes over liquor.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's like you could go out, like, I'm not going to drink for a week, no big deal. But it's like, okay, I'm just not going to smoke for a week. It's like, oh, no, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's a whole different situation you got there. Yeah.
Jim, my husband quit drinking pop, and now he drinks just water, but he drinks that Nestle Splash water.
Oh, yeah.
That the wild berry. And it's really good, and you can get like 6 of them for $1.66 at the grocery store. Do you guys have a Super One over there?
No.
We have a super nothing.
No.
Well, you got a Walmart. You get them at Walmart too.
No,
Yep.
check it out.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
He likes the vitamin water, so I've been giving him that. I let him drink bottled water, and sometimes I give him Tang for his bottled water, so I can feel like an astronaut. And
We don't want to know about you giving them Tang.
Yeah. Nikki, our nearest Walmart is 30 miles away.
No.
The big.
Anyways, I'll send you a picture of it.
We have a grocery store in town where they charge you double for everything that they sell you.
Wow.
Oh, well, this is Nestle Splash, and they're 16.9 fluid ounce bottles, and you get 6 of them for $1.66.
Oh.
And I've never seen them more than a couple bucks. And so they might be cheaper than those vitamin waters. And honestly, I don't think those vitamin waters are that good for you either.
Probably not.
I think those
Mountain
vitamin
Dew.
waters.
They're better than Mountain Dew.
Huh?
They're better than Mountain Dew.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
They got vitamin right in the name.
It's vitamins.
That doesn't necessarily mean they're good for you.
It's like Sugar Smacks. It said right on the box it was a good source of vitamins. I don't know why they changed the name.
And then my husband also likes those Crystal Light things. Have you ever tried those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those Crystal Light.
Oh, these vitamin waters aren't bad though. They're only 100 calories, but they don't have any like fat or salt in them or nothing. They're these kind.
Not the powder drinks, not the Crystal Light powder drinks, but they have that flavoring squirty stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, we buy the Crystal Light kind because it's cheaper. And that tastes really good too when you put it in water.
You want him to start smoking Virginia Slims while he's at it?
Yeah.
Drinking Crystal
What?
I'm risking losing my man.
It's not Crystal Light powder stuff. It's this. They make another brand of it. I can't think of what the name, like Mio or something.
Mio. Yeah. Mio.
Yeah. Well, this is the Crystal Light version. It's cheaper.
Smoking Virginia Slims.
Oh, you're out of Crystal Light? Okay. Well, then I guess I'll just have a Fresca.
All it is flavoring for your water, ding-a-ling.
Yeah, but it's got to be man flavor.
Yeah.
Like woodsy or something, you know.
Lumberjack or something.
Yeah.
Well, you can get a different. You don't have to get Crystal Light. You can get Mio or Great Value or any of it.
Yeah, I know. He does. He has. We have had the Mio and stuff like that.
They should have a brand called like Big Hunter or Big.
Yeah. Yeah, or something like that.
It's a flavor. It's water.
Big manly drink.
Just before
Yeah.
they animal.
Tastes like quail.
Yeah. They still look for the Duck Dynasty people to work on manly water flavor.
There you go. No, I still haven't. I haven't given up pop completely. I mean, my drink of choice is tea, sweet tea, and that will probably never change. But
No.
I love
that's
tea, but I was getting kidney stones, so I laid back. But I don't drink sweet tea. I drink, unsweet tea.
right. Yep. That's what my daughter asked me. She said, "Mom, if you could give up one thing, if you could give up if you had a choice, would you give up sweet tea or cigarettes?" And I said, "For that, I'd probably give up my cigarettes." She goes, "Really?"
Oh my
All her life, she's tried to get me to quit smoking, which I commend her and everything, but she hasn't conquered yet. But she's always hounded me. "Mom, you need to start smoking."
I never hounded Jim. He just quit on his own one day, and he had tried and failed a few times to quit while we were together. But he'd go bartend, and everybody smoked in the bar back then. Now you
Right.
can't go to the bar.
I was
Not here.
one of the pivotal moments. I was in a bar. I was in the bar watching on the big screen TV. It was a happy hour, and I walked on the other side of the bar for something. I was wiping off some tables. I'm smoking a cigarette. I got one in my yap, and I look up at the big screen TV, and they're showing an MRI of Peter Jennings' lung.
Mm.
If I quit right now, I might still die. But if I quit right now, maybe I won't. So
Yeah.
that was one of the pivotal moments there. Peter Jennings' lung. It looked like he had a pork shank in one of his lungs. So I'm like, that's not.
Oh my gosh.
That was one of the things that helped me.
Yeah.
And it really, it's very scary. It's a very scary adventure. It's like, oh no, I don't want to go on this trip, where I'm going to be, I'm going to go through torture. But I mean, I don't even think about them anymore. I mean, it's very hard for me to say because I used to just love cigarettes, but I mean, I don't even think
Because
about
you
it
used to
anymore.
smoke almost 3 packs a day, weren't you?
Wow.
He was a heavy smoker.
If they're-
Camel straight, Camel wide.
Oh.
3 packs a day.
And if they were growing on a tree in the backyard, I'd walk right past them. I just got no interest in whatsoever. It's
That's
doable. I mean,
Because a lot of people say after years of smoking that if they could just have one more cigarette, if they knew they weren't going to be addicted to it, they would do it.
Not Jim.
Have
Jim
one more cigarette.
Jim was quit for like a year and a half. He went to this college thing, this trivia thing, and he bought a pack of cigarettes because everybody smokes down there. And I'm like, well, be careful when you smoke them that you don't get cigarette sick. He said, I smoked some. He goes, I got so sick, I went to bed early. And he goes, that was it. I just gave them away. He got so cigarette sick from smoking them.
Yeah.
I've never heard of being cigarette sick.
You've never been cigarette sick? Like, remember when you first started
Yeah.
smoking and you smoke too many and you get kind of nauseous and maybe a little dizzy and stuff?
Mm.
I even still do that if I smoke too much.
Yeah, remember like whenever we would party and then you drink and you smoke while you're drinking and you smoke and smoke and smoke and then you wake up and you can't freaking breathe?
Well, yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
tie one on. Once you're not smoking anymore, the hangover is like 10% of a normal hangover. I mean, you'll still have a hangover, but it ain't like where you're laying in bed praying for death. I mean, you wake up, it's like, oh, I have a little bit of a headache and a dry mouth. It's a lot of it is the fact that you're smoking like twice as much as you normally do when you're drinking.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, because when I got a few drinks in me,
I'll be right back.
That makes sense.
OJ says we don't call it pop in the South, rural Georgia at least. All soft drinks are called Coke. If you want a pop, you order a Coke. Then they ask you what kind. Then you say Dr. Pepper or whatever. Wow. That sounds like a lot of extra steps to order a Dr. Pepper.
That reminds me of that commercial where the guy goes in and they say, "What kind of haircut do you want?" "I don't know, any kind of haircut." He's asking for like tequila or something. It's a liquor commercial. But then he thinks back to like, "What kind of haircut do you want?" And they give him this real crazy haircut. And then there's a couple other things. I don't know. It's a TV commercial, but that reminds me of that. What kind of soda do you want? Or what kind of Coke do you want? Dr. Pepper Coke, Sprite Coke. I don't care. Coke. Or what do they call it? Coke Actual?
Maybe.
Yeah, I used to call it soda. In California, it's soda.
Yeah.
I always called it soda.
I got here and it's pop.
Yep.
Yeah. I was from Milwaukee. You'd hear pop a little bit, but my family, we never said pop very much.
Always called it pop.
You called it pop?
Yeah.
See, we called it
in
soda.
Chicago, we all called it pop.
Mm.
And when you drink out of something, it's called a water fountain. It's not called a bubbler.
I called it a bubbler.
I get stuck in this Catholic school with this mean old nun. I mean, and I'm like, this school is the worst. I was in a kindergarten in Chicago, and it was a real fun kindergarten. And I wind up at this Catholic school up here in Wisconsin. So she goes, "Okay, kids, well, we're all going to go. Everybody's going to go to or children. We're all going to the bubbler." I'm like, "Oh, the bubbler. Okay, finally, there's something in this place that's sounds like a little bit of fun, you know." I'm like, this ought to be Lawrence Welk, this will be fun. So I get out there in line. I look to the front of the line probably like 4 people back, and I look, what are they doing up there? I'm like, oh my God, all they're doing is taking drinks out of a water fountain. And there were the old-time porcelain water fountains that were, attached to the wall with no cooling thing. So basically all you're drinking is nasty old warm city water. Ugh.
Yep.
And people wonder why I only drink scotch now.
Slow down.
That's the only school that I went to that's still standing. Well, I guess Stephen, the college, but my high school got torn down. The hell else? Oh, and I did do 1 year in public elementary. That's torn down. So they tore down all the schools except for that old crummy old Catholic school. It was the Catholics sold it. They use it like for kids daycare or something.
Yeah,
daycare thing. But that's the only building I went to school, and it's still up. They tore all the other ones down.
Wow.
Because that was just like the worst building I went to school. I mean, I remember the plaster was falling out of the ceiling. It was like the worst building I went to school in. But it's the only one that's still standing. All the other ones are gone. And the school I went to high school in, they built it in 1976. And they tore it down.
That's a long time ago.
It was 30 years old when they tore it down. So it would have been
That's the year I was born.
30-year-old building. They tore it completely down and built a whole new high school.
Wow.
They can't afford to heat.
They can't afford to heat. They keep having referendums because the heat bill's too high. Because nobody thought, when you build the largest, what do they call it?
Field house?
Field house. You build, I think it's the number 3 square foot field house in the state in our little town. When you build a field house that big, you have to heat it when it's below 0. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
They need more schooling.
What I never understand is how they take these old schools that are not safe for kids to go to 5 days a week, half of the year, but they go and make apartment buildings out of them where it's completely safe for people to live in them 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, When
they were doing this thing because they wanted a new high school to rip down the old high school, they have pictures in the paper of the janitor pointing up to damage on the ceiling or wires hanging loose or peeling paint. And then, but when they build the new school, it's the same janitor. Well, you didn't take care of the old school. Why the hell did you get a new janitor?
And every time I'd have people come into the bar. I was bartending at a happy hour yet, and they'd be coming in. And one guy's like, "You cheap ass." He goes, "I can't believe you didn't vote for that referendum for the new school." I said, "What about that maintenance guy?" They go, and they knew his name. He's like, "Oh yeah, Bill so-and-so. Yeah, he's a great guy." I said, "I hope they fired him." "Oh no, they're keeping him." I said, "Well, we let the other school go so bad. Didn't you see those pictures in the paper? I wasn't fixing ceiling paint or anything." Because it's all staged.
Yeah.
And they got the kids there crying, "Oh, we need a new school." They're juniors and seniors. They're only going to be there another 2 years. I mean, I got it's way 2 years old. So It ain't. You can make that 2 years. Who the hell do you think really wants the new building? The people who work there. Why they got the kids crying for it? I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, if your boss said, "Hey, if you guys all get together and push for this, we're going to get a new building to work in." Well, of course you're going to push for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, and they're still using the same damn old books too.
Rant over.
Yeah, my kid comes home when they built the new elementary school. My kid comes home with these books. I'm looking at them; they're all threadbare. I'm like, these books are like 15 years old. I'm like, they built you a new school, but they got you using these 15-year-old textbooks. Jeepers, criminy.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's because they can't afford new textbooks.
Yeah.
They didn't leave money in the budget for new textbooks.
Yeah, no.
No, it goes on the building.
They had to put that air conditioner in the principal's office.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I never understand. They're always complaining about not having money, and then we go to them school auctions, and they're selling all this good stuff for $1 or so.
Yeah.
Like that scoreboard, that I bought. Why couldn't they have put that somewhere else?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they have put that in another gym?
They made us take our scoreboard at my high school. They made us take our scoreboard down, and the school district then had to go raise funds to go buy a new thing because it was sponsored by Pepsi.
Yeah.
And it was because soda was killing kids or whatever, so they said we can't have something as objectionable as a Pepsi-Cola sponsored scoreboard. So they had to go. First they voted to tear it down, and then they found out how much a new scoreboard costs. So they had to go to the community because they couldn't afford to buy one. They had to replace it.
And the person who bought it from me was an administrator from another school district.
Oh.
The only reason why he didn't buy it at that auction was because he wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But he was there to buy stuff for their schools. He bought all of the what do you call it? Those smart boards. Those whiteboards that are smart. They have the monitors and stuff with them or whatever.
Yeah.
He went and bought all those for his school because they're a smaller school district and they can't afford that stuff.
You should move to
at full price. Yeah, exactly.
Relocate.
And the only reason why, like I said, the only reason why he didn't buy that scoreboard was because he wasn't there at the time. But that's who bought it from me right away.
Yeah.
Right away. So obviously, if it was good enough for that school district, and the Duluth schools have used it in another school.
Yeah.
We had the same thing happen on our fire department. We had this guy started writing grants, or applying for grants, and we started getting all this grant money. We're buying new trucks we didn't even need. But then the reasoning was, well, but it's grant money, it didn't cost us nothing. But that grant cost somebody something. Nothing's really free.
Yeah.
You had to give up something so you can have this truck. I mean, that we didn't need. And guys quit the fire department over it.
Yep.
Yeah, they got this ladder truck that you would see like in a big city, where you have like, let's say 10-story buildings or that. We have one of those in Eagle River, and I don't think we have a building in town that's over 3 stories.
You can't. It's in our county, you can't build a building over 3 stories tall because of fire protection. Because back when the ordinance was passed, we didn't have a ladder truck, but they never changed the ordinance. So you have no buildings over 3 stories, and we have this, I don't know what it is, $500,000 or whatever, this ladder truck. And I think they bought used for that.
And a lot of times you see these school districts where they're like, it's money because otherwise they're going to take it away from us next year in the budget. Use it. So, but instead of like buying books or something that they really need, they'll go and they'll upgrade something, like paint something, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or make an office a little nicer or something. It's like, well, why wouldn't you just use it towards like instruments that you can rent to the students at a reasonable price? You get some of your money back, A lot of schools don't rent instruments around here anymore. You have to go to the music music stores and rent them, and they're astronomical for their rentals.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair to the rental outfits, though, I don't know how they work it. When the kid brings back the instrument, it's going to be destroyed.
Well, then you charge them accordingly. That's what ours did. When we rented instruments from the school, you know, they took down notes of what was wrong with it and whatever, and take care of it. They charged them accordingly to fix it.
My kid took up the trumpet. My son took up the trumpet, and my daughter the flute. And that's when I first started buying stuff on eBay. Somebody told me, you know, if you go online on this eBay, you know, you can buy. I'm like, what? So yeah, that's where I want to buy my kids' band instruments, because it was cheaper than renting them.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, I'm glad we solved that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so stupid how sometimes they spend their money. It's like, you know, why don't you upgrade the lunches or something, you know?
Yeah.
I packed my kid's lunch. He won't eat the lunch at school.
Yeah.
He said he don't like it. He doesn't want it. So I just pack his. I'm like, well, if you don't want it, why the hell do I want to pay for it then? So I just pack his lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beth, I think no. Let's see, today is the 96. 8, 9. Yeah, it'll end up on Halloween. The 200th show.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool.
That's all we're costumes.
I think we should dress up.
Yeah.
I have my mask for the show.
Okay.
I have a Mitt Romney costume. I just saw it. It was behind something. Our kitchen counter was behind these cookie jars. I went, what is that back there? It must have been in the kitchen to be listed or something. And it fell behind. I'm like, oh my God, it's a Mitt Romney Halloween mask. I'm like, well, I ain't going to be able to sell this. It's come and gone.
Squeeze your little puppy.
I don't think anybody would wear it before.
All right, Roscoe.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Bug's came running up looking at the tablet. He's like, where's that dog? I want to get him.
I almost forgot. I had to call and close my case. There was this lady that gave me such shit about returning something, and I was like, very nice. I'm like, okay, I have a 60-day policy, whatever. It was for a robe, and I guess I was supposed to know that it was a men's robe, even though I put measurements in it and everything else. And she said, well, like after she already got it and everything, she goes, well, obviously you could tell it's a men's robe and it was in the wrong category. And you could tell that it was a men's robe from the measurements. And I'm like, well, you know, thinking to myself, well, then why would you buy it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
And there was no tag, nothing on the tag that said it was a men's robe. So I was like, okay, you know, whatever. So I told her, okay, well, go ahead and put in for a return. You could ship it back or whatever. And she's like, well, I'm not paying shipping on this. I'm like, whatever, you know, I'm just like, you know, blowing it off in my head. I'm like, whatever, I'll just accept it, whatever. And so, you know, she keeps coming back at me like, I can't believe you think that I should pay shipping on this and all of this stuff. So finally she opens, item not as described. I'm like, okay, whatever. I accept it. wait for her to send it back. She doesn't send it back. So you know what? Today's the first day that she should have sent it back by now. So I called and had the case closed.
There you go.
And then she's done. She can't even leave
Yeah.
your next back.
Nope. That's right.
I had
So
some
now,
guy.
now I will be blocking her.
Maybe she's considering a sex change.
Yeah, the whole time you were telling me that, I was like, would she have bought it if it was so obvious that it was a man's robe?
Yeah.
She's scolding you saying it's so obvious. Well,
I know and she's the one who said it, and I'm like, well, all I have to do is wait until to get the robe back, and really I could just call eBay and say, hey, look at the message. She knew that it was a men's robe when she bought it because she said obviously from the measurements or whatever. I was contemplating doing that. I didn't know if I was gonna go that far with it or not because some of these things you have to just kind of let roll off your back and no, she didn't send it back and do anything. She didn't. I gave her a label. She didn't send it back. So that's on her. Yeah, it's just a hassle, and some people they just want to put you through whatever they can, and just because they can.
I sold a pair of sterling silver salt and pepper shakers to a guy in England. I sent it out on the 17th. Okay. No, I'm sorry. He bought them on the 17th. So they probably got shipped out on the 18th. So anyway, that's a week ago. That's a week and a day ago is the 17th. The day he bought it to England. And he's already filing a case. I haven't received my item yet. And he's like pressuring me. And this was like Monday he started with this, pressuring me for a return. I'm like, dude, it's global shipping. I didn't say that. I'm like, thank you for your purchase. This was global shipping. I have nothing
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But he's already opened a case against me. But he's opened it through the UK. So I called up eBay yesterday, and they're like, oh, we don't have any jurisdiction over UK eBay. I'm like, so what goes on? Do I have to contact them? He goes, the guy's like, no, I'll email and we'll take care of it. He goes, next time, just contact eBay UK directly. What if the eBay Pakistan? Are they going to understand the language? I should be able to, it's all eBay. I should be able to handle it through my USA. It came out of the USA. Yeah. It should be handled through the USA, in my opinion. So it shouldn't be handled through the buyer's country. But anyway.
Yeah. Was it done through DSP?
Yeah, I sent it through global shipping. And
well, they're the ones that should be taking care of it.
It's shipped out of Kentucky. It's already it's en route to the dumbass. Well, I mean.
Well, then it's not in your hands anymore. It's totally up to eBay.
It's not even honestly, it's not even in eBay's hands anymore. It's in the international, I guess Pitney Bowes or whoever handles the international shipping. It's already shipped out to Europe. So it's on its way to this. I can't even say any. I'm in mixed company, so I won't say what I think of this guy. So anyway, but then he's hassling me. He's like, well, come on, just give me the refund. Just give me the refund. He reminds me of when Nikki was talking about or not Nikki, Sally was talking about that guy who's like, come on, you can take the offer, just do it, Like, no, I'm not going to just give you a refund, you knucklehead. Anyway.
Yeah, Margot says maybe she was just looking for a partial. I tried to offer her partial. She wouldn't take it. She said she wanted a full refund with shipping.
Oh shit!
It's like, okay.
Now she got big fat nothing.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
That's the way. That's what goes on. That's what happens.
Yep. I'm like, that's all right. I told Valerie, I'm going to call at 12 o'clock at night and have that shit shut down. I gave her a little bit more time.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that guy he's returning a $70 Boston Celtics jacket that was old and they had a couple of marks on it. But Tara called him. She took good pictures. I looked at the listing. I mean, it was written in crayon that the defects were there, and the person returns it or files an item not as described with pictures pointing out the same stuff that was in the listing. So he was up to the last day, and I thought, oh boy, you ain't gonna ship it. I'm gonna make him keep this thing. But he shipped it. They shipped it on the last day, later that day. So
Oh no.
yeah, but I don't.
That
I mean, I'm
sucks.
just gonna call it again and resell it. I mean, there's nothing. It's probably a 30-year-old jacket, 30 maybe 40-year-old jacket. Okay, it's gonna have some.
Yeah.
It's got the guy was buying it like it was a new jacket, and I'm looking at his fingers. He's got these perfectly manicured nails. He's pointing at the thing. You could tell he's just one of those, anal retentive. Everything's got to be perfect. People. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
So, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay, Forrest.
I have nothing to say. Nothing more to say. Son, your mama really wants you to get a good education. That's my favorite part of that movie. When the mom's trying to get him into that school, and he's sitting on the porch, you can hear the guy from the school and his mom. And then the guy comes out on the porch. He says, "Son, your mom really wants you to get a good education." He just like growls at him. That was a good movie. His mom was Sally Field, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sally Field reminds me of my mom. Both kind of nuts.
Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and shut it down for today. We went a little bit longer today. Maybe try and make up a little bit for Monday. I don't know how you make that up, but anyway. Hope everybody has a good day, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye now.